Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Game Week. No, that won't make sense. Welcome back to another live stream for Game Week 23. There we go. We got there in the end. It's not like I've been doing this for a while now. I hope you're well. Let me know, as always, where you're tuning in from. Let me know what you're up to right now. Yes, some of you did notice, but it was the same last week and no one really noticed. But let me just get central because of my OCD will be set off otherwise. It was new intro music. The reason for that isn't because I disliked the old intro music. That's my girlfriend watching my stream. I just heard my own voice through her phone. No, you're fine. It wasn't because I disliked the old intro music. It was because I was getting flagged for copyright for no reason. I had full license to use that song, but another company with a completely different song was flagging me for copyright, so I had to remove that song, sadly. So here we are now, and there is new intro music, so hopefully you don't mind it too much. It's a little bit more upbeat, a little bit more, feels like a summer vibe almost. So yeah. There it is. I feel like my ADHD is bad today. Anyway, looking handsome, Ross. Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate you. Egg. Do you want to see a bit of the egg? Early egg. Go. There you go. Just because I love you. Just because I love you guys. There's a bit of early egg. Love you, Baldy. Love you too. Croatia. Sierra Leone. Oh, Thailand. I'd rather be there right now. All of the above. Double Game Week 25 announced. Are people just pulling my leg? Don't pull my leg like that.
You better be joking.
Are you pulling my leg, Marcus? I hope that no pulling my leg about Double Game Week 25 announcements, please. Unless there is, and then
I'm stressed.
I don't know. It's official. Wait, what?
No.
Marcus, don't be wasting my time with this stuff.
Oh my god, it is.
Oh, it actually is.
No.
Oh, chat. We have a big announcement. Double Game Week 25. God, I wasn't ready for this. Why have they done that this morning?
Oh, I shouldn't have made my moves last night. That was a bad idea.
Yeah, but you saved 0.4 million. Sorry, my girlfriend's freaking out because she sold Salah last night. But most people have. Chat, 1 second. Panic at the stations. Liverpool's double game week is... Ah!
I have no Liverpool players.
Chat. Guess who kept Darwin? Hey! Here we go. There's the announcement. So if we click on this... Sorry, where's the chat gone? Wait, I've lost the chat. Right. It says... Yep, here you go. Wednesday, the 21st of Feb. Right, it's the Luton game. And if we just switch back, we kind of knew this anyway. If we go to fixtures, game week 26... game week 25. The first game is against Brentford on the Saturday, and then obviously the Luton game will be on the Wednesday. Here's my team. And like I said, I kept my boy. I kept faith in my boy. There he is sat on the bench. So I sold Alvarez. Oh, sorry, let me go through my moves. I was thrown. I wasn't expecting it this morning. They announced it ready for the live stream. How good of them. So Darwin was kept. And I therefore did Salah and Alvarez to Gordon and Haaland, Captain Haaland at the moment. Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate you. You're amazing. Thank you. We want to see your girlfriend. She is currently laying in bed over in that direction, and she will not be entering the stream today. What is that noise outside? What is that?
It's a lorry reversing.
It's a lorry reversing. You know that show on the radio when there are random noises and you have to guess them? I feel like you'd be really good at that. Right, let me get back to the chat then. Cool, that was a manic start. Nothing like a crazy start to the morning when you weren't expecting it, right? And you doubted me, good God. Well, Marcus, you were the only one that said it. Everyone else in the chat was just about all sorts. She's got a nice voice. You got a nice voice.
Thank you.
She said, thank you. Unsubbed, I don't like the new music. I don't like your face. Double game week, Ross. Yes, double game week. Do you know what? I'll leave it on the screen because people are going to be joining and thinking that I don't know. Let me quickly leave that on the screen for a little bit.
Oh, no.
So we have, double game week announcement. Let me just tweet it. I think everyone's tweeted it anyway. Double game week 25 confirmed for Liverpool and Luton. I was not expecting that on a Saturday morning. Why didn't they just do it? They could have done this like 5 days ago. They had all of the information required that they knew this had to go on Wednesday the 21st, pretty much, all that time ago. Loads of people would have sold Darwin last night. And Salah. I mean, Salah's makes sense because he's injured anyway, but yeah.
Alright, well, I've got to make a plan.
Yeah, now we've all got to make plans about how to get Liverpool assets in. Lots of people would have shoehorned themselves into having no Liverpool now because it didn't look very likely, did it? Wow. What a start. What a start. You need a scrolling banner on your stream. Yeah, I probably do. I probably do. Bruce said, I like your face. I'm only joking. Lispy egg. Yeah, I've got my Invisalign in. I'm a bit lispy with my Invisalign. Ross is so in love. I am. Gabriel says, good morning. Good morning. Is Jota in now? This is the only slight issue. I think if I were to do it this morning, I would probably bring in Jota now instead of Gordon. So this is the only issue. Do you know what I tweeted last night? Chat, look at what I tweeted last night. This is hilarious. I said, where is it? Okay, here's what I tweeted. I tweeted, Gordon's likely rising in price tonight. I think it is probably worth waiting just in case, although I'm not sure what information I might hear tomorrow that will change my mind on the transfer. apart from a double game week announcement. I was not expecting that this morning. And you know what? I was sort of semi-expecting it, but I thought it would be at 11:01. They've done that before where they announce it 1 minute after the deadline. So I thought it would be... Yeah. Anyway. Should we see how Twitter's reacting?
You don't need to. I was gonna say you don't need to make any plans. You're chill.
No, I'm in a pretty good position. I've got Darwin and Trent, right? So now we have Darwin and Trent for. Let me switch back now because I can show you my team. We've got Darwin and Trent for Burnley at home and then the double game week. So pretty much what the plan is probably now is to maybe just try and add one more Liverpool or Man City player, but I might just rock with it as is. I suppose the temptation will be there to do like Saka to Jota. I know a lot of people will be looking at this. By the way, if you just joined, we've had double game week 25 announced for Liverpool and Luton this morning. Saka obviously doesn't double, and then he's got a reasonably tricky fixture in 26. So you could say in 25, like do like Saka to De Bruyne or do Saka to Jota. But he's got Burnley away in 25. And why is there a siren now? And you know for a fact he's going to play that game, and you know it's a good fixture. Like, is it that worth moving to a double game week player? I'm not sure. Thoughts on free hit 25 if you have zero Liverpool assets? Yeah, well, Mrs. Rapt will be thinking something very, very similar. I don't hate it. But I think if you've already got 2 City assets, you're only 2 transfers away from being in the same sort of position as me if you get like a Jota and a Darwin. And remember, you've got game week 24 and game week 25. So you've got 2 free transfers as well. And you can always take a -4. I just think apart from loading up on City and Liverpool assets, and I'm assuming you've probably got 2 in combination already, I'm not sure I love free hit 25. I don't feel like I've got enough credit about the double game week 25 announcement. Need some love here, Ross. Well, I mean, Marcus, you didn't announce it. You just drew my attention. But for that, I will give you much credit. You are a wonderful man. 25. Like, what are you targeting? Do you know what? I disagree. I disagree with what that bald egg just said. It's actually not a bad week because I think what you would do is you would also get some Newcastle assets in for Bournemouth at home. And you may also get a couple of Aston Villa assets in. Do you know what? The fixtures are actually very nice to target. But I suppose my counter argument, do you know what? I'll show you my counter argument actually, is that I would imagine most of you already have a good team for Game Week 25. Outside of maybe, let's say you do have 0 Liverpool, that's absolutely fair. But if I just make no transfers other than the ones I've already made, in 25, I'll be benching already Pau Torres. I'm probably going to be benching Areola. I'm going to have to bench Palmer. I've already got Richarlison, Gordon, Saka, Foden, Haaland, Watkins. Pedro Porro's got a good fixture. Gabriel's got Burnley. Like, I wonder how much you're gaining by free hitting, apart from gaining a few 2 or 3 Liverpool assets. But again, you can bring those in with your free transfers. The final thing to note on Liverpool, because I think it is important, I don't think Darwin and or Jota will start both in the double because they've got the cup final directly after the Luton game. So the whole point of moving the Luton game forward in 25 is because they've got the cup final the weekend after. So if you're expecting Darwin and Jota to start the cup final, are you expecting them to start both in the double as well? So they'd be playing 3 games in like 7 days? I'm less sure about that. So I don't think you have to go out there and break your team to get these. And Trent's got his own issues at the moment. Connor Bradley's playing great. He's coming back from injury. The big difficulty will be if and when Salah is back. If he's back for 25, we're in trouble.
I'm gonna sob if he's back for 25.
Right, let me just get to the super chat because I know there were a few that I was missing whilst I was ranting about stuff. Now that Double Game Week 25 is announced, would you do Bowen to Jota this week or next week? I don't think you need to do it this week. I think do it next week, but when Jota's fixture is Burnley at home. And who do West Ham have next week? I should know the fixtures better than I do, to be honest. Oh, yeah, Arsenal at home. Next week just feels like a much more natural transfer to remove Bowen. Yeah, I would go Bowen to Jota next week. I don't feel like there's much value in Arsenal away this week. Need help with captaining. Have the option of Palmer, Solanke, Watkins, or Tony. Sadly, I would probably say Solanke, and I don't even own him. I'd go Solanke. If I had Solanke and I was not captaining Haaland. I mean, Nottingham Forest are not particularly good defensively away from home. Solanke is good at home. He's on pens, good minutes. Yeah, I'd probably go Solanke. I think he's going to be like 80-90% owned this week, which is going to be horrific. Bench one for this week: Saka, Richarlison, Saka. Sold Darwin last night instead of Solanke or Watkins. That's sad, but we don't even know if he's going to be fully fit. Is he going to start enough games? I don't think it's an awful sell. And the information that we had at the time was that it's very, very, very unlikely that there'd be a double. And then we got it this morning, which I wasn't really expecting. Which two would you play out of Saka, Gordon, and Solanke? Gordon and Solanke, I'd bench Saka. I don't want to bench Saka, by the way. I'll probably tell a lot of you today to bench Saka. I don't expect him to do badly. I just think that when you're talking about Gordon versus Luton at home and Solanke versus Forest at home, Saka's the only one you can bench there, I think. And Liverpool are very good at Anfield defensively. Bowen and Alvarez to Haaland and Jota for a -4. You're a go. Thank you, Harry. And yes, that sounds like a nice set of transfers. I do just wonder, though, unless you need the little bit of money to do Bowen to Jota to get Alvarez to Haaland, I would maybe just do Alvarez to Haaland this week. I don't think Bowen to Jota this week is gaining you that much. Bench one of Foden, Richarlison, Saka, Gordon, Haaland, Watkins, or Solanke. My current thinking is Foden just because of minutes, much love. So I think, let me just confirm. Yeah, so you've got the exact same benching dilemma as Mrs. Raptor. And I think she's edging towards benching Foden at the moment. Or Saka, but probably Foden. And I would tend to agree with that. The reason that I would say Foden just about ahead of Saka is out of all of those attackers that you've listed, and for a lot of people, Foden's the only one that's a real minutes risk. Saka has a more difficult fixture than Foden, but you know he's going to play more minutes than Foden, or at least you can confirm he's going to play a significant number of minutes. Foden could get a rest at some point, like Bernardo Silva got last week. And then if he comes on for a cameo, it's quite tough, isn't it? So, same question again with the same list of players. Bench one. Exactly the same list of players. Again, I would just about lean Foden, maybe Saka. Areola or Raya, bench one. Ooh, that's a really tough one. I'd play Areola there. Areola. Would you sell or keep Salah with news of Double Game Week 25? I would maintain the same opinion that if you don't have to sell Salah this week and you've got another easy route to Haaland, maybe make that move. Sorry, my girlfriend sat there staring me down because she sold Salah last night. Oh, at least we're in it together. We're in it together. Don't be sad. Gordon captain. Yep, absolutely fine. I own Haaland, but just curious, is it viable? I do not think you have to captain Haaland this week. You will still probably gain rank just by owning him. And I don't think there's a world in which Haaland plays 90 minutes. Unless they're losing to Brentford, I don't think Haaland stays on the pitch beyond 60. He might not even start as well. So, yeah, I don't think you have to captain Haaland if you bring in Haaland. I absolutely think it's viable to go for someone else. We'll do a captaincy poll in a bit. Actually, do you know what? Let's just start the captaincy poll now. Chat, first thing I'd like you to do is please like the stream because there are only 100 likes and there are 3,000 people here. So if the 3,000 people watching could like the stream, that'd be great. The second thing is make sure to subscribe. And then the third thing is can you please drop in the chat who you're captaining this week so I know the top options for the poll. So let me know who you are captaining. I'll run a captaincy poll right now in the chat. Captaincy poll. Obviously, Haaland is going to be on there. I would imagine it's going to be like Gordon and Watkins, but we will see who's the more popular ones. Okay, Haaland, Haaland. Yeah, I'm going to do the rest of the super chats in a second. Don't you worry, I've not missed them. Oh my God, it's such a split. KDB, Solanke, Watkins, KDB, Palmer. Oh my God, I don't even know where to go with this. Actually, not that many Gordons. Okay, so Gordon's not going to go on there then, because I thought he'd be more popular. Solanke and Watkins look like the two most popular after that, so I'll put those two on there. Sorry, I can't do more options. Again, as I say every week, YouTube still hasn't allowed more than 4 options in a poll, so I don't know why. It must be like a really easy thing to code a 4-option poll, and beyond that it gets difficult. I don't know. Maybe like user interface would look a bit weird. Right, captaincy poll, Haaland, Solanke, Watkins, other, comment. Right, there you go. There's a captaincy poll, and I'll get back to answering the super chats. As always, I try to mute myself when I drink because there's nothing worse than someone gulping down the mic. Right, my team. Okay, you've given me your team, Tyler Joseph, and just said 7.5 in the bank. Watkins on the bench. Oh, that is awful. Don't bench Watkins. Any transfer suggestions? 1 free transfer. I mean, the only transfer suggestion is, I suppose, Alvarez to Haaland. Outside of that, I don't see a massive. I'm trying to work out what your team is here. Where are you? You're missing a player. You've only listed 10 players. I don't know who your second forward is. I assume it's like a Solanke or something. So yeah, I would say probably Alvarez to Haaland is the only one. But I don't know that. Oh, you've already got. Yeah, I don't think that's an obvious transfer, by the way. Alvarez could start and Haaland could be on the bench. But I think if you want to make a transfer, it's that. Otherwise, I would roll. Trent and Gabriel or Estepinian and Burn. Wait, what? I don't understand the question. Trent and Gabriel are so much more expensive than Estepinian and Burn. I don't get the question. But I would say that Trent is a very good hold at the moment. I don't know that you need to start him this week. If you're asking who to start from those options, Estepinian and Burn are definitely the two to start. Bench Saka or Bowen? Bowen. I don't think Man United will keep West Ham out, but I do think it's at home, and I think Man United are not necessarily defensively, but starting to trend in the right direction. Yeah, I would go Bowen, and I just think that Saka being probably first choice on pen still, it being at home for Saka, I would bench Bowen ahead of Saka. So I think in terms of benching order, Bowen's the one that I would bench the most out of the popular options, then Foden, then Saka. 37 here. Do you mean like 37 as in age, which is very nice? Thank you for being here, and thanks for the great content. You are more than welcome. Thank you for the kind words. Bench one of Trent, Estepinian, Porro, or Foden? Trent. I can't see a world in which Arsenal don't score. And I have a feeling, due to the injuries that Liverpool have, this is my prediction anyway, we can see how wrong I was. I think he could be playing as the number 6, almost as like a central defensive midfielder, with Conor Bradley at right back. Because I don't think they've got Endo or McAllister, or are they fit now? I don't know, I've just got a feeling we could see Trent in a more, like, slightly more defensive midfielder role. Tayfun says, Neto transfer in for Bowen. I don't feel like that's a priority at the moment, is it? I don't mind Neto, but I don't know that Neto in for Bowen is with all of the other stuff going on in our lives and in the world of FPL, I feel like there are maybe better uses of your transfer. Bowen's fine for this week if you need to play him. Start Elise or Foden. No. Yeah, just because Eze's a doubt, and I think without Eze, Elise's not a great option. And without Elise, Eze's not a great option. I feel like you need both of them playing. But obviously, if they are both fit, then maybe you end up regretting that. I don't know. Bench, Saka, Jota, Richarlison, Gordon, Palmer, Solanke. Ooh, I would go Jota. I know Jota's been playing well, but I would still go Jota. I've looked at the word Saka or the name Saka so many. You know when you look at a word or a name or something, and you look at it so many times, it looks like it's spelt wrong. I was like, you just spelled Saka. No, you haven't spelled Saka wrong. Who to bench? Saka. It's just so many benching headaches this week, isn't it? Who's to bench? Saka, Palmer, Foden, Jota, or Garnacho? That's an easy one for me. I'd bench Garnacho. I do think Garnacho will start against West Ham, but I just think the other 4 are better FPL options. Sorry, chat, I'm still getting over an illness here. Why Foden over Darwin? Better fixture. And I think there's a chance Darwin doesn't start. I think it could be Gakpo. Maybe it was just mind games from Klopp, but if there was any truth to it, maybe they don't risk him here. And I do think it's the most difficult fixture in the league on paper, Arsenal away. Got Areola, Foden, Saliba, Trent on the bench boost. Areola, Foden, Saliba, and Trent. No, because Areola's not got a great fixture. Foden might not be starting, and then Saliba and Trent, I think there'll be goals in that game. I don't think that's a bench boost for me. Start Jota or Saka? I'd start Saka because he's at home and he's probably got penalties. What's happening with Pau Torres? So a little birdie has told me that Pau Torres is in individual training, and he's been out on the pitch doing his own work, but he's not been in full team training. I think the aim is for him to be back in full team training next week. So my hope is that Pau Torres is back by game week 26, which is the first week that I really need him. Have you seen how colourful my bench is, by the way, chat? I've got a yellow, orange, and red flag. One of each. And I've made sure it's in like descending order as well. It's very satisfying. Mr. Martin says, is it a no-brainer to go from Alvarez to Haaland? Firstly, no. Got Watkins and Solanke. Alvarez was better now when KDB was back, and Pep really loves to play him. Getting cold feet about it. Elaborate, please. Let me show you. I just want to show you something. Is it this? No. When was Man City results? Let me try and find what I want to say. Let me try and find what I'm trying to show you. It was at the start of the season. Was it the Burnley game? Yeah, here we go. I'm not saying that they will do this on a regular basis. Let me bring this over. Let me bring this over here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that straight away. I might have to switch the screen. No, you can. So this was against Burnley in game week 1 or 2 or 3 at the start of the season when everyone was available. Yeah, it was in game week 1, wasn't it? You can see they've actually got everyone on the pitch. So there is a world in which all of the big guns play, right? You've got Haaland, you've got Alvarez, you've got De Bruyne, you've got Foden, you've got Bernardo Silva, you've got Rodri. Everyone. Don't mind my girlfriend. She's just watching other FPL streams over there. She is, genuinely. Other FPL streams on her phone. Not me. I'm next to her. She's watching other bit. So you've got all of the big guns in there. So I'm not saying this will be a regular thing. And especially against a team like Brentford, I think he'll want a little bit more solidity in the midfield because this was against Burnley. But there is a world in which he plays Alvarez, KDB, Foden, and Haaland together. The only thing I would say is I don't think Foden's going to be preferred on the left now. I think it'll be more on the right. And I think then he's obviously challenging with Bernardo Silva. Then if you put Bernardo Silva in the middle, there's less space for Alvarez. So I don't think it's as simple as this now. But yeah, I don't want to say that I'm confident that Alvarez just doesn't start now. There is a world in which they all play. Let me move that back then. So basically, no, I'm not confident. And I also think there's no confirmation Haaland starts this week. And there's no confirmation KDB starts. And we obviously know that if either KDB or Haaland miss out, then we know that in that situation, Alvarez will be the one starting in their place. So yeah, there it is. Basically, I don't think selling Alvarez is the best idea in the world, but I wanted to keep Darwin for Burnley at home. I'm obviously now very glad I did. In all honesty, I'll hold my hands up and I'll say this in my team selection video. I'm very, 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 very lucky that I have a toxic relationship with Darwin and that I'm obsessed with him because I pretty much kept him because I love him. And I obviously didn't know there was going to be a double announcement this morning. But also that Burnley at home fixture in 24 is just plum. That is exactly the sort of game that you want for an attacker. So, yeah, but I didn't feel comfortable selling Alvarez at all. I knew that selling Alvarez could go wrong. I wouldn't be even slightly surprised if Alvarez starts this weekend. It's actually today, isn't it? 3 o'clock today, I think, the Man City game. So I'll know by this afternoon whether my weekend's ruined or not. I need Foden to start. I need Haaland captain to bang, and I need Alvarez to hopefully not play. That would be ideal for me, but I don't think it will go that way. Oh god, I'm a bit behind, aren't I here? Let me. Oh my lord above. When did all of these? Okay, shit. Right, bench: Saka, Gordon, Foden, Bowen, or Palmer. Bowen in that case. I'm going to rattle off the super chats because I'm a little bit behind. Saka or Bowen to KDB. I prefer Bowen to KDB, or Alvarez and Bowen to Haaland and Kudus. Actually, I prefer the latter. I prefer the latter of getting Haaland in if possible. I think he'll start, but even if he doesn't start this week, he's a player that you are going to want for double game at 25. There's not a world in which you go into that without Haaland. So you might as well get it done, I think. Is Haaland a must? No, not this week, but I would say from 24 onwards, probably yes. Would you sell Tony, Watkins, or Darwin? Oh, wow. Oh, dear. I would then not move for him this... I wouldn't move for him this week, and I'd probably do him in for Watkins next week. You can't sell Tony or Darwin because they double in 25. It needs to be Watkins. And then you'd have a front three of Tony, Watkins, Tony, Haaland, and Darwin, which is 3 doublers in 25. That's probably where I'm trying to move with my team. I'm probably trying to move my team into a position where I have Tony, Darwin, and Haaland for game week 25. If possible. But Tony is a luxury transfer, I suppose. Start Isak, McNeil, or Isak out for a -4 for Haaland. Oh, if Isak starts, he's an absolute banker for a return. Like, I would bet my house if Isak starts, he gets something. So, it's whether you think he'll start or not. I'd risk it. I'd risk starting Isak. Unless we get any news in the next hour and a half. But I'd probably risk starting Isak. Haaland, Maddison, and Richarlison in for Mabama, Saka, and Bowen for -8. I'm not sure about the Maddison. No, you're bringing in Maddison and Richarlison. They both blank in 26 for a -8. You're losing 8 points to bring in 2 players that blank in a couple of weeks. I'm less sure about that. Make sure that your team is well set up for blank game week 26. Again, just to confirm for anyone that hasn't seen or they've just not been paying much attention, which is absolutely fair. Chelsea, Spurs, Liverpool, and Luton all blank in 26. I've currently got Trent, Darwin, Richarlison, Porro, and Palmer. So I've already got 5 players blanking. If I bring in a Jota, then I've got 6. So you need to be a little bit careful about that. Bench one of KDB, Richarlison, Saka, or Palmer. Saka. Would you captain Solanke over Haaland if you owned? No, but Solanke is probably my second favourite captaincy option. Alongside like Watkins, Palmer, and Gordon. They would be my top 5. Haaland, Watkins, Palmer, Gordon, Solanke. I think any of those are fine. All of them play at home, apart from obviously Watkins and Haaland. But Haaland's Haaland, and Watkins is playing against one of the worst defences in the league. So, play Saka or Watkins. I would play Watkins there. Hope you're feeling better. I'm not particularly bad, thank you. Walker or Garnacho? Garnacho for me. Garnacho in that situation, if you can play Garnacho. 11.9 in the bank. Stuck on getting when/who to get Haaland, KDB. Please help. Okay, you've given me your team. It's quite comfortably Højlund out. I know he's got a good chance of doing something this week against West Ham. It's a good fixture. But at the same time, you can't sell Alvarez or Solanke, I don't think, ahead of Højlund. So I would do Højlund to Haaland. There you go. That would be my transfer. The other opportunity that you have probably is to do... I don't know. I like that midfield. No, I think for me, looking at that team, the only thing that makes sense is Højlund to Haaland. The other thing you could do, actually, looking at that, is maybe look at getting Trent in, if you think he's a good option for game week 24 and 25. Another person with 11.9 in the bank, Archer or Alvarez to Haaland. Oh, definitely Archer. If you can get Archer or Mabama to Haaland, then do that. Right? There's no need to sell a really good player. Bench boost looks good as so many teams have good games. In what week? This week? Yeah, maybe. Or do you mean in 24 or 25? Let me have a look if I've got a potential bench boost. I'll get back to the super chats in a second. That is the wrong screen. Look how zoomed in that is. Right. So this is me in 20... Let me have a look in 24. Is there a potential for a bench boost at some point? Nah, naff. And I've also got Pau Torres. Charlie Taylor is ruining me. Because even in game week 25, I looked at this and I thought, if Pau Torres is back and let's say I pick up a Tony, like my team's going to be looking so good. I'm going to have probably Palmer on the bench, but I could sell Palmer for... I could sell Palmer for Jota and then bench like Gordon against Bournemouth at home. Or let's say, yeah, it'd probably be Richarlison against Wolves at home. So my bench could be like Areola. Let's say I bring Jota in for Palmer. Areola, Richarlison, Pau Torres, and they'll just have to take out Taylor. And that is a good bench boost in 25. The thing is, triple captain looks good as well. Triple captain Darwin is sexy. Triple captain Haaland is probably the best move there. So yeah, bench boost could look good in 24 or 25, or even this week if your team's set up for it, but mine's not really. It's just, my bench is ruining it. Like the defenders have just been awful for me. Are you not worried about no Salah if he's fit? If Salah's fit, I'll just have to do something to get him in, or I just brave it and go without. Maybe we just make a pact. Everyone watching this right now, let's all go without Salah for 25, even if he's fit. Do you agree to that pact? No. My girlfriend just went.
Take a hit for it.
You'll take a hit for it. Oh, great.
I should have kept him, shouldn't I?
Salah to KDB, Gordon, and João Pedro to Haaland, Solanke. Yep, that looks nice. Although, again, if you want to keep Salah now for one more week, there's the temptation. But I've got a feeling he's going to be a doubt for that first game in 25. And then, like, do you even feel comfortable captaining him? And then if not, there's less worry, right? Because he's not going to be owned by that many people. He's not going to be captained by that many people. Like, the damage that will be done isn't as high. I would still feel comfortable selling Salah. But that could really... If next week we see pictures of Salah in full-team training ahead of Burnley and then a double game week of Brentford and Luton, we are all going to be in big, big trouble. Because I don't think... Like, you know, like with KDB and with Haaland, they've been, like, eased back in. I think Salah goes straight back into the 11 and probably plays 90 minutes. He's that sort of player. This will be my bench for double game at 25 if I stick to the plan I have. Solanke, Konsa, Botman, and Flecken. So Botman's got Bournemouth at home. Flecken's got the double. Solanke's got a good fixture, hasn't he? And then Konsa, we've got Fulham. Yeah, that's a bench boost. Yeah. Assuming that all 15 players are completely fit, because I think people underestimate, if you've got 2 or 3 like flag players, the bench boost is a disaster. Because if they miss out, then you need your bench. So as long as all 15 players are fit and healthy, yes, Lewis, I think that's a bench boost. Start Bowen or Saka. I would start Saka. Bench 1, Bowen, Foden, Gross. I'd bench Pascal Gross just simply because I haven't... or would I? Would I bench Bowen? Oh, that's a tough one. Do you know what? I think I might bench Bowen. Because if João Pedro's out, Gross is on penalties, right? And there is a slight chance that João Pedro doesn't play. I would bench Bowen. I'd play Gross, actually. Although Brighton haven't been at their best, so... I need to take a -4 for Haaland. Should I do a -8 to Trippier? I don't know what the rest of your team looks like, but I'm less keen on taking -4s to bring in defenders, personally. Because could Luton score? Absolutely. And even if Trippier gets an attacking return, then he's probably just about paying back the hit. What would you do differently if you made your transfers today? I probably would have gone Jota rather than Gordon. Probably. Maybe not, actually. Maybe not. Maybe not, because I've already got 2 liver. I don't know, actually. No. Maybe.
I think we're okay with 2, to be fair.
Yeah, maybe I wouldn't have, but I think I would have definitely had the deliberation between Gordon and Jota, absolutely. That would probably be the only main difference. Foden out for KDB. If you've got 2 free transfers, already have Haaland and the rest of your team's looking good, then yes. If there are other issues to sort, that doesn't feel like a priority transfer. Because we don't know anymore. The predictions that I've seen are actually predicting Foden is more likely to start than KDB this week. So, Jay says, hey, bit of a long one. Which 4 to play from Palmer, Foden, Saka, Gordon, Bowen? Also, bench 1. Or should I play all 5 and bench one of Watkins, Solanke, Haaland? I've also got 1 free transfer left. So roll the free transfer there because your team's looking great. I wouldn't bench any of those forwards. You can't bench Palmer. You can't bench Gordon. So it's Foden, Saka, or Bowen. I think in those situations, I'm leaning Bowen because he's not got pens, he's not got set pieces, and he's not got an easy fixture. So I would probably lean Bowen instead of the other 2, just about. But I think Bowen, Foden, Saka is so tough. I need that one. Archer to Haaland, then bench Foden, Saka, or Jota. I would do Archer to Haaland and probably bench Foden or Jota, not Saka. Foden. I don't know. Jota's got such a tough fixture. I'd still probably just go Foden because he's more of a minutes risk. Saka for KDB or Watkins for Haaland. I don't like any of those. Saka for KDB feels slightly better. Slightly better just because of the fixture this week. Start Gabriel or Estepinian. I would probably start Estepinian there. Play Saka or Richarlison. Love you, Egg. I love you too. I would play Richarlison. Use my second free transfer on Gross to KDB this week. Not this week. I don't know that that's a priority this week. I don't think it's a bad transfer by any means, but I don't know that's a priority this week. No. I'm going to say no. I'd roll. I'd roll this week. Saka, Palmer, Gordon, Foden, and KDB. Okay, bench 1. Foden. 2, Consor or Gabriel, bench 1. Gabriel. Love the concept, mate. Thank you. Yeah, I would go Foden and Gabriel just. But that's a... Listen, I want to say this whilst quite a few people are still watching. This benching headaches it's so difficult because no one can predict the future. And let's say on paper you've got like Trippier against Luton or Gabriel against Liverpool at home. There is, of course, a world in which Trippier concedes and gets booked for 1 pointer and Gabriel keeps a clean sheet. So I can give you my opinion, but I can't predict the future. So wherever possible, especially with benching decisions, just trust your gut feeling. I can promise you for like 99% of you, you've got a little inkling about the player that you don't want to bench. I'll use my girlfriend as an example. Yesterday, she was asking me about benching decisions, but I could tell in her heart she didn't want to bench Saka. Right? She's just got a feeling that Saka's not the one to bench this week. So I'm not going to suggest to her to bench Saka, even if I think that was the correct decision, because you can sort of tell when someone's feeling that way. So I would encourage you to sort of reflect introspectively, think about what you want to do with your benching decision, and try and own it as much as possible. That doesn't mean don't ask me. That's the whole point of me being here. But if you've got a feeling that Foden is definitely going to start and Saka's going to struggle, then obviously bench Saka, start Foden. I would trust your gut feeling if you can. Thinking of bringing in Haaland for Tony. I have Watkins and Solanke as the other strikers. No. I don't think you can sell Tony. Especially if you've got him already. I just think the fix, like he's got a double in 25. He plays in 26. He plays in 29. I think Tony's just a hold now for the foreseeable future. I think you miss out on Haaland for 1 week in that situation, and then you bring him in for Solanke or Watkins next week. Because I don't think you can sell Solanke or Watkins this week. The fixtures for both are just ridiculous. So yeah, I don't think Haaland's essential this week, but I think if Haaland starts this week and looks fit, I think he's as close to essential as a player's going to get for 24. And then by 25... I just don't understand a world in which anyone doesn't go into that double with Haaland. Probably triple captain, but at least captain. Because they're both home fixtures as well. And he's much, much better at home, Erling Haaland. It's one of the reasons I'm hesitant on captaincy this week. Haaland's just not good away from home. That's a lie. He's not good, but he's not as good. Tiffany says, I still have Darwin, Watkins, Solanke. Was going to move Darwin to Haaland, then Watkins for Darwin for Burnley. Okay. Now, I have Jota, Trent, KDB already. Thanks. That's a really tough one. I think you could still do that move. It just feels like a lot of like moving around hokey-cokey, doesn't it? Like, not selling Darwin this week. Sorry, selling Darwin this week and then next week doing Watkins to Darwin. Maybe just bank on the extra transfer. Like, save the extra transfer and just sell Watkins now. But it's such a good fixture this week. Or if this was my team, I'd probably just go without Haaland for 1 more week then in that position, and I would just do Haaland in for next week. But I don't mind the idea of sort of going 1 week for one player and then moving the next week, Tiffany. So it's up to you. David says, Watkins, Darwin, Solanke, front 3. Who do I sell for Haaland? So same exact situation there as Tiffany. I just think just wait 1 week then. The reason that I sold Alvarez this week is because I was like, do you know what? I'm going to have to sell Alvarez at some point anyway. I think Haaland will start, therefore he'll have penalties, and therefore I don't mind captaining him. Therefore, Alvarez, there's less chance of Alvarez starting. But again, there is a world in which KDB, Haaland, and Alvarez all start. And there's also a world in which Haaland and or KDB don't start. Like, I've got genuinely no idea this week. But Alvarez felt like an easier sell than some of the other players. Just to let you know on captaincy, by the way, captaincy poll at the moment, 56% of people watching, by the way, 4,000 votes on this. 56% are captaining Haaland. 15% are captaining Solanke. I'm petrified of Solanke, I'm not going to lie. 12% are captaining Watkins, and then 16% on other. And on other, it looked like a combination of Palmer, KDB, Gordon, a couple of Richarlisons out there as well, maybe a few Jotas and Sakas, if people think there'll be goals in that game. So yeah, Haaland comfortably the most what's the word I'm called? Popular captaincy choice. I do really like Anthony Gordon. A few people asking about Gordon captaincy. Don't mind that at all. Lucian has given me their team. It says 8.5 in the bank, 2 free transfers. What are your suggestions? Good team. I think you've got 2 options this week. I think you do Alvarez to Haaland if you fancy it. Or, oh no, you got João Pedro there. I'd probably do João Pedro to Haaland. Or you can do Salah to KDB. Or you could sell Tsimikas for Trent. I would probably lean towards, in your position, doing João Pedro to Haaland. Do you know what? I might just get both transfers done. No, I would do João Pedro to Haaland and roll the transfer, Lucian, would be the way that I would do it. Thanks for the info. What are the key double game weeks again? So we've got double City week 25 and Liverpool. Yeah, so in game week 25, Liverpool, Luton, Brentford and Man City all double. In game week 26, we've got a blank week where Chelsea, Spurs, Liverpool and Luton blank. And then the next double game week after that will either be Bournemouth and Luton in potentially 28 or 29 is a possibility. Sorry, 27 or 28. And if not then I think it will be the next double game. We could probably be around game week 34. So game week 25 is the last reasonable double we'll have for a little while. So you might as well attack it, I think. Obviously, it's easier to attack with City players because City also play in blank game week 26, whereas Liverpool blank. So if you have triple Liverpool in 25, great. But then you also have triple Liverpool for the blank the next week. So you need to think about that. This is where maybe free hit and wildcard could save you if you're in a tricky position where you're not happy with your team. You can use the free hit and wildcard to navigate the double and blank. Ishi says, hey, baby girl. Hey, baby girl. Solanke or Haaland captain. I still think Haaland slightly, but I think Solanke captain is absolutely fine. No issues with Solanke, Watkins, Palmer, Gordon, any of those players. I think they're all good. I think captaincy is wide open this week. I don't think you need to feel pressured into captaining Haaland. I don't think Haaland's a great captaincy option. I don't. But my issue is I don't really like any of the other options enough to sway me away from him. And this is the position I got into with Haaland last year. And I don't think it's a bad thing. It's not to do with ownership. It's to do with Haaland is so brilliant. And I think we've forgotten that. I mean, I haven't owned him since game week 7, by the way. It's been a long time. But Haaland is that good that for me, to trust another asset ahead of Haaland, I need to see something very obvious. I need to see someone in brilliant form with a brilliant fixture. And I don't really see that. Gordon you could argue for, but again, he's not on penalties, not on set pieces. There's not as much going for him as an asset. So I just think Haaland for me just is like the default captain. Would you start João Pedro or Garnacho? Is Pedro a big risk? He's a slight risk, but he's a much better asset than Garnacho. So I would still start João Pedro ahead of Garnacho myself. Start 3 of Porro, Konsa, Trent, Estepinian. I think you've probably got a bench Konsa there because he doesn't carry much attacking threat and you never know. Sheffield United at home could score. Hi Ross, switching Solanke to Haaland and need to sell Saka. Have only 6.6 million in the bank. Probably going for Elise. Any other suggestions? Have a good game week. I don't like selling Solanke for Haaland, I'll be entirely honest. If you do want to though and you want to sell Saka, I would go for Gordon. If you don't have Gordon, I do think that Elise is definitely one of the better options. You've also got Pedro Neto. I don't think it's a terrible option as well. But yeah, Elise is probably the second best for me after Gordon. Daniel says, start Gabriel or Tarkowski. I know. Gabriel. Definitely Gabriel for me. I think actually my girlfriend my girlfriend does more research than I do. She pointed out to me yesterday, Everton's home form is so much worse than their away form. They've been much better away from home this season, which bodes well for Spurs this week. Richarlison could be a decent captaincy shout. You never know. You never know. Matthew Horner. Are you related to Christian Horner? Pickford, Douglas Luiz. That's an F1 reference if you didn't get it. Pickford, Douglas Luiz, Virgil, Saliba, bench boost. No. No. It's the same as what I said to someone before. If there's goals in that Liverpool-Arsenal game, all of a sudden your bench boost is a nightmare. And I think Everton will concede. So you're basically reliant on Douglas Luiz or a clean sheet in the Liverpool-Arsenal game. And I just don't think that's a great bench boost. So no, Matthew. Say hello to Christian for me, though. Rory Mallon says, bench one of Foden, Saka or Richarlison. Arsenal fan. I don't think the Arsenal fan adds anything, Rory, but I know why you're saying it. If you want to bench Richarlison, then go for it. I would bench Foden from those three. Captain Solanke, Watkins, or Palmer? I think you've probably got it in the order that I would say. Solanke, Watkins, Palmer in that order. Just. AFC Flow says 1 free transfer, 0.6 off Archer to Haaland. Roll or fund Haaland by doing Trent to Trippier and potentially getting Trent back in 25 like Praz. If you... No, because Praz has 2 free transfers. So it's not quite like Praz, because you're taking a hit to sell Trent for Trippier and then probably going to require a hit to get Trent back in for Trippier. I'm less keen on that. I think you probably roll. But if you are desperate to bring Haaland in, bringing in Trippier for Luton at home is pretty decent, isn't it? Let's be real. So yeah, that could work. That could absolutely work. Would you still captain Haaland if you had Solanke? Yeah. Yeah, no, I would. But I'm just saying, if you don't want Haaland captain, I think Solanke is a very reasonable alternative. As is Watkins, as is Palmer, as is Gordon, as I said a few times now. I think any of those are absolutely fine. We'll spin the wheel soon, by the way, for captaincy, because I think it's big this week. Who did it tell me to captain last week? It told me to captain Darwin, didn't it? Can you imagine if I was captain Darwin in that game? I would have had my anxiety would have been through the roof. Hitting the woodwork 4 times, missed a penalty. Oh, sorry, YouTube's glitching out a bit here. Here we go. I'm back. Are we here? Okay. Christian says, Captain Palmer, KDB, Trippier, Watkins, or Solanke. Leaning towards Palmer. Am I nuts? No, it's a good fixture. He's on penalties, and he's pretty nailed on to get good minutes every week. I had my bus captain on Palmer all week. I've just switched my captain to Haaland for now, then. I've kind of thought I fancy Watkins to go a little bit off against Sheffield United. I feel like he could get a couple of returns. But I think Palmer is a great captaincy shout. Hey, Ross, in a bit of a pickle. Pickle. I have João Pedro, Watkins, and Solanke. Nice. Do I transfer Haaland in for Pedro, but I would have to take out Trent for Burn, or change Watkins to Haaland and Saka to Jota? I would have said just do the Trent to Burn, but now that double's been announced, I don't think you can. So I think it probably has to be the Watkins and Jota combination. So I would lean towards that one myself. But it's not ideal, is it? It's not ideal. Where were we? Trippier or Haaland cap? I love Trippier, but Haaland. I've got Solanke, Watkins, and Darwin at the moment. What's your thoughts on selling one this week for Haaland or wait till next week? I think I've answered that question 3 times. That's not me having a dig, by the way. It's just saying, like, that's a very popular thing. If you've got Solanke, Watkins, and Darwin, I would wait 1 more week for Haaland. Because I don't think it's a great fixture for Haaland, and I also don't think he gets 90. The only reason I did it is because I had 2 free transfers, and I had Alvarez. And I think Alvarez is a more straightforward switch than any of the options that you've listed. Simply because he still has the same fixture, but I feel like I'm upgrading the player. Off topic, what are your thoughts on Hamilton to Ferrari? We'll discuss that post-deadline in more detail, but I love it. I'm a big fan of Ferrari. I love Charles Leclerc as well, so I think that's a really nice combination. I think Hamilton always spoke about wanting to move to Ferrari at the end of his career, mainly just because he loves Ferrari. Like, if you don't know, he drives Ferraris in his personal life. I think, obviously, they're a very big brand in F1, so I'm not surprised. I think what I am surprised about is that it's announced before the 2020 before season's even started. So it feels like a very weird timing for the announcement, but at the same time, I do like it a lot. Hi, Ross. Should I do Watkins / Solanke? By the way, let me know in the chat, who do you think will take the second seat at Mercedes? I'd be very interested. Alongside George Russell, who's going to be there? Hi, Ross. Should I do Watkins / Solanke to Haaland or take a -4 for Saka? Or take a -4 for Saka to Richarlison, Gordon, and Archer to Haaland? I think I prefer the -4 just because I think Archer out needs to happen at some point. So get Archer out now would be my personal opinion. So Saka to Gordon, Archer to Haaland, I don't mind. But at the same time, selling Saka never feels great. So I understand if you'd be hesitant to do that. Start Gabriel, you doggy. You doggy. Bench 1 out of Foden, Palmer, Bowen. Bowen for me. Bench 2, Gabriel. So many benching headaches this week, isn't there, chat? Bench 2, Gabriel, Walker, Gusto, Estepinian, Porro. I'd bench Walker, and I would bench Gabriel. Yeah, I'd start Gusto, Estepinian, and Porro. Start 2 of Darwin, Bowen, Foden. Yeah, I'd bench Darwin there. Alex Albon. I like Alex Albon as a shout for Mercedes. Yeah. It might be Carlos Sainz. Might be the smooth operator. No, I think Alex Albon's the best shout, personally. We know that Toto loves Albon as well, so it could happen. What do you think of Saka for De Bruyne? I don't hate it, but I love Saka. Oh, my camera's gone. Yeah, I don't hate it, but I love Saka, so I'm going to be less keen on that than some. Isak to Haaland. Isak's such a tricky one because if Isak starts, then Isak is great, right? I would argue that Isak is the best captaincy option this week. I would go that far if he starts because he's on pens, his data's good. Whenever he plays, he scores, but is he going to start? And even if he starts, could he re-aggravate his injury? So I'm going to discuss this after the deadline proceeds to discuss F1 for 10 minutes. Sorry, I got excited, all right? Leave me alone. Trippier. I like Trippier. I really do. If I had unlimited free transfers this week, I would find a way to get Trippier in. Because I do think Newcastle could go on a decent run now. There is no change of early team news that we might need today, right? I don't even know the early kickoff. Oh, Spurs. No, but you never know. Let's say we get an update. I don't think this will be the... I swear on my life, there is no... This is just a hypothetical. Let's say hypothetically we get a situation where Richarlison's leaked as not being in the squad. Then that may affect your transfers because they may be like, do you know what? Maybe I'll sell him anyway. If he's not playing this week and he blanks in 26. I'm not saying that's the case, but I guess it's never a bad thing to wait for early team news. Also, City play on Monday, don't they? I don't know why I said they play today. Yeah, City play on Monday. The 3 p.m. kickoffs, Brighton, Newcastle. Might get some team news around Isak, but it feels a bit early. Yeah, we're probably unlikely to get anything particularly major. I would agree on that. But you never know. I can't believe we had a double game week announcement. That is mental. Did not expect that this morning. If you are just tuning in and you've not yet seen, because I'm aware that some people come and go, Liverpool-Luton has been announced as a double for 25. In fact, has it now gone into... Is it now in FPL? No, they haven't done it in FPL yet. But this Luton game here is now in 25. So the fixtures now, apologies, for Liverpool is Arsenal away, Burnley at home, Brentford and Luton double, blank, Forest, City, blank. They will almost definitely blank, Brighton, and then so on and so forth. So I think after their double, you're going to want to offload your Liverpool assets because they're going to blank in 26, play Man City in 28, and then blank in 29. So Liverpool aren't a team that you're going to want beyond Game Week 25. But for Game Week 25, Brentford away and Luton at home is a much better double for me than Haaland's. Brentford at home and Chelsea at home. It's that Luton at home fixture just makes that a really appealing double. I suppose the concern that we have is who starts that Luton at home game. Would you be surprised to see Connor Bradley start ahead of Trent? No. If there's like, let me bring up their fixtures just to show you. Actually, let me. Where's the? Here we go. It's if I type in Liverpool fixtures. Here we go. So their fixtures that no, you can't see that, can you? You're gonna be able to see this if I switch this way. Oh, you're not. That's frustrating. Anyway, their fixtures are Burnley, Brentford, a midweek game of Luton, then the EFL Cup final, and then shortly after that, they've got the FA Cup 5th round. So this Luton game here, this makes the most sense to bench your assets that you need to rest. I don't know why I'm saying assets. From a Liverpool perspective, if they want to rest Darwin, that's the game to do it. If they want to rest Jota, Trent, then that's the game to do it. Because it's the midweek game in between Brentford and the final. Oh, I needed to sneeze then, but I didn't want to sneeze in case you never know. Stuff might fly out. That'd be embarrassing in the middle of a stream. 3,500 people watch me snot everywhere. Start 3 from Porro, Saliba, Estepinian, Konsa, Trent. Oh, God, that is a... I would bench Saliba, and I would bench Konsa. Yeah, I'd bench Saliba and Konsa. And I would have Konsa ahead of Saliba on the bench, I think. You missed my £10 super chat. Can you go back to it, please? Did I? Oh, God, yeah, I missed 2. Sorry, it's glitching out for me. I've missed Sebastian and Harry's. That's my bad. Sebastian, firstly, said, love the content. Archer to Cunha, Powell to Branthwaite, or Archer to Solanke and Saka to Richarlison. I think I prefer Archer to Solanke. I think Solanke's going to have a double at some point, and this week he's so good. Yeah, I prefer the latter. Yeah, I'd go for that one, Sebastian. Archer to Solanke, Saka to Richarlison. Not great losing Saka, but you're gaining Solanke and Richarlison, so that looks good. Harry says, Dad just asked why I spent £50 on FPL Raptor. I'm sorry, but thank you. I'm 0.1 million off Alvarez to Haaland with 1 free transfer and 7.1 in the bank. Not sure if I should sell Bowen for a -4 to who, or just hope Haaland doesn't start. What do you think? Considering it's for a hit, and considering you'd have to sell Bowen, I would lean towards rolling. I don't think it's hoping Haaland doesn't start as much as just hoping Haaland doesn't bang. Because even if he gets 1 return, I mean, all you need is Bowen to get a return, and then you're fine. Like, you don't need, or Alvarez to get a return, even if it's off the bench. Alvarez could easily do damage off the bench. We've seen De Bruyne do it recently. So I think in that case, I would lean towards rolling. If you do want to make the move, though, it's Bowen to Gordon would be the transfer I would lean to, or Bowen to like an Elise or something like that. Actually, if you're 0.1 off, Bowen to Jota. I think Jota's a little bit cheaper than Bowen now, isn't he? Or is it changed? That might not be true, actually. Let me have a look, because Jota rose, didn't he? Oh, it's Diogo, isn't it? I do this every time. Diogo's 8 and Bowen is 8. Okay, ignore that then. They've closed the gap, sadly. Hopefully that answers your question, Harry. Apologies for missing that. I don't know why YouTube's glitching out on me. Alvarez and Salah out for Haaland and Jota. Yep, that sounds great. That sounds absolutely great. Tony and Saka to Foden and Haaland -4. I don't like the idea of selling Tony. Anyone that's asking, should you sell Tony? No for me. Bench boost, Areola, Foden, Gusto, and Gabriel. No, not for me. I think there'll be better bench boost opportunities. Bowen to Gordon captain or Alvarez to Haaland. If you think Gordon's the best captain, then the former. If you think Haaland's the best captain, then the latter. Work out who, in the ideal world, if you had a wild card or free hit right now, who would you captain? And then make the according move, I think, in that situation. I've got Saka, Jota, Palmer, KDB, and Richarlison, and I'm clueless on who to bench. I'd bench Jota there. I'd feel fairly comfortable about that as well. He's got Arsenal away. I think you played the fixture there. You played the fixture. And again, that's not me saying Jota can't return against Arsenal. It's just in that situation, it makes sense. Worth a bench boost with Areola, Gross, Udogie, and Trent. That is more bench boostable, yes. I would consider it. Would I do it? Yeah, I'd be tempted. I would. But the thing is, we expect Trent and Udogie to probably concede, as do we with Areola. Gross could be on pens, though, in the absence of João Pedro if he doesn't play. It's definitely worth a bench boost, yes. Whether it's the best opportunity you'll get, I'm not sure. Sorry. But I would be tempted, yeah. Alvarez and Salah out for Haaland and Jota. I did that one, didn't I? Yep. Start 3 from Porro, Saliba, Estepinian, Konsa, Trent. I think I had a similar question a minute ago. Yeah. I think I still would bench Saliba and Konsa in that situation. Gordon versus Palmer versus Watkins captain. Is Gordon on pens? I don't think so. I would probably say that just about Ollie Watkins there, I think. But I think all three of those are excellent captaincy options. We'll spin the wheel in a sec for captaincy. Can only get Haaland by selling Saka or Foden. Would get Gordon for Saka or Fulham mid for Foden. Gordon for Saka feels fine. Yeah, Gordon for Saka feels fine. It's not ideal, but I wouldn't sell Foden ahead of the double. Hey, Ross, would you do Alvarez, Sterling, and Doku, okay, for Haaland, Palmer, and Neto for a hit? Or would you rather just do Alvarez and Sterling to Haaland and Neto? Yeah, I wouldn't be bringing in Palmer right now. Palmer's got Man City in 25 and then blanks in 26. So whilst he's okay for the next two, I don't think you need Palmer anymore. I don't think he's essential. So I would rather just do the other two. Alvarez and KDB to Haaland and Gordon. Yeah. Well, no. No, sorry. I just said yes blindly. No, I wouldn't sell KDB. No, find another way to get Haaland. That's a no from me, sorry. Also, would you bring in... Who would you bring in for the second transfer, Neto or Gordon? Oh, if you've not got Gordon, yeah, Gordon, KG. So yeah, just to confirm, Mr. KG, I would go Haaland and Gordon in for Alvarez and Sterling. How about Saka for KDB, then KDB for Salah later? Well, no, because I think you'd want KDB for 25, wouldn't you? Even if Salah's fit, you'd still want KDB. I don't think you'd want to sell KDB. But yeah, bringing in KDB for Saka could work. Absolutely. Ross, tell us your transfer plans. I've already made my transfers. Haaland and Gordon in for Salah and Alvarez. I'm done. I'm not making any more transfers unless something crazy happens in the next 55 minutes. Marcus says, my rabbit just spoke to me. What should I do? I hope you're talking about the pet, Marcus. Not any other kind of rabbits. I would ask what you've consumed today. And I would ask how you're doing in and of yourself. And we would move from there. Listen, maybe your rabbit just speaks. You never know. You never know. Solanke for a hit. Depends on so many questions. Who's being sold? What's the rest of your team? Do you have Haaland? Do you think he's best captain? These are difficult questions to answer. You know, run through it logically in your mind. Let's spin the wheel, though. I think I haven't changed it from last week. I haven't. This could save me some time, actually. How do I reset the count? Is there a way to reset the count? Yes, reset count. Okay. So, who are these as still options? Foden's not really a captaincy option this week, I wouldn't say. Just because we're a bit unsure about his minutes. Alvarez probably isn't a captaincy option. Richarlison still is. Watkins is. Bowen probably isn't. Saka probably isn't a brilliant captaincy option. Neither is Jota, Darwin, or João Pedro. So who are the other captaincy options this week? Gordon. Chat, let me know who you're captaining. We're going to add them all to the... Not all of them, actually. That's a lie. Who should we add to the hill? Trippier, some people are looking at. Absolutely, we can do that. Palmer. Yeah, Palmer. Good point. Who else? I've got... You're not watching the stream. I've got KDB, Haaland, Richarlison, Watkins, Solanke, Gordon, Trippier, Palmer. I think that's it. I'm not seeing anyone... you want Alvarez? Okay. Everyone wants Alvarez. Neto? Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. I don't see a world in which you captain Jota against Arsenal away personally. As well as he's been playing, maybe it could go well for you, but I don't think that's not for me. Especially considering he's not on. We don't think he's on pens anyway. He could be, I suppose, if Darwin doesn't take the next one. Oh, I've taken the sound off. Because we were spinning it so many times last week. So it needs to land on the player Haaland. It needs to land on the player twice for it to be that option, okay? So Haaland, tick. So it's basically best of 3, first to 2, okay? Palmer was my bus captain. I do like Palmer captain. He's just such a safe bet every week. He really is. These are probably my 3 most likely captains. Watkins now. If Gordon spins next, that would be my top 4 in my team. Obviously, Solanke's up there as well, but I don't own Solanke. Oh my god, the wheel is indecisive today. That is now KDB, if you're listening and not watching. So KDB, Haaland, Watkins, Palmer, all with 1. Oh, why do this to me? Should I switch my vice to him then, at least? So, according to the wheel, Palmer is the best captaincy shout for GAMEWEEK 23. Maybe that's a sign that Haaland's not going to play. Hopefully he does. And that I should switch the vice. Do you know what? I'm actually going to listen to the wheel. There you go. Done. No joking around here. Well, I'm not fully listening to the wheel. I think it was going to be captain Haaland, but I'm at least going to vice Palmer. If Palmer pops off, though, I'm going to be feeling very worried that the entire time if Haaland's going to feature or not on Monday. I need to screenshot my team before I forget, because I will forget, you know. What do we think, chat? Will says, Harry ain't replying, so I came here. Salah to Jota and Archer to Haaland. Yes, FPL Harry fan. I'm going to tell him that his fans have all come to me instead. Yeah, no, that's... I think that's relatively straightforward to me. That feels like one of the easier transfers you'll make. Salah to KDB and Darwin to Haaland. I don't know about selling Darwin now that we've had a double announced, but I get it. I do get it. Salah, Isaac, Taylor to KDB, Tony, Botman for a -4. Salah, Isaac, Taylor to KDB, Tony, Botman for a -4. The thing is, if Isaac plays, you're going to regret that immediately. But in general, they are 3 upgrades, absolutely. I think in general, I like that a lot. Would you bench boost Areola, Gross, Konsa, Saliba? 40-60 at the moment. I kind of back that. I would say I'm like 35-65 in favour of not doing it. Just because Areola's not great, Saliba's not great. Gross is playing for a Brighton team that are struggling at the moment. And Konsa feels like, for the most part, he's probably got a ceiling of 6 points. Unless he gets you a lucky goal or assist. It doesn't feel like... I feel like, at best, that's like a 15 to 20 point bench boost. Unless you get super lucky. It doesn't feel like it's got a massively high ceiling. Hi, mate. Would you bench Trent or Porro this game week? Other defenders are Cher and Estepinian. Yeah, you can't bench Cher and Estepinian. Trent or Porro? I'd bench Trent. Porro has got as much attacking threat as Trent lately, but he's got a better fixture. So I think you back Porro. If it was at home, if Trent was playing Arsenal at home, I'd maybe back Trent there. But Arsenal away is not great. We don't even know if Trent's going to start. It could be Connor Bradley again. It really could. Bench Richarlison, Palmer, Saka, Foden, Solanke or Watkins. Foden in that position, probably. Cunha to Haaland and bench Saka. Yeah, that sounds like an upgrade, although you could absolutely keep Cunha this week and he could do very well. Haaland will blank Ross. Probably. I haven't owned Haaland since game week 7. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Lots of you have liked the stream today without me even asking. I was about to say, could you like the stream? There's already 800 likes. But why not? Let's get to 1,000 likes. If you've not yet liked the stream, please make sure you like the stream. And more importantly than liking, if you're only going to do one thing, make sure you subscribe, please. The subscribing is more important than the liking to me. If you could do only one of the two. But of course, if you're already subscribed, then why not like it? Start Trent or Walker? Trent. We still don't know if Walker's slightly on the naughty step or slightly being rested, but he doesn't carry much attacking threat, and Trent does, so. Thank you so much. Please do message him. I will. I'll tell him he's disrespecting his fans. Classic FPL Harry behaviour, you know. Hi, Ross. Will Elise start? I think so. Yeah, I think so. I don't know so, but I think so. Captain, Watkins, Solanke, KDB, Gordon, Palmer. Any of those options are absolutely fine. I would lean away from KDB just because I'm not fully sure if he starts. I would probably go for Solanke there, just about. I don't know why I'm telling people to captain Solanke. It feels like a terrible idea. I'm just slowly upping the amount of damage that he's going to do to my rank, but oh well. Oh God, I feel like I should just bring him in for Darwin or something. I'm petrified. I never, if you'd have told me in game week 1 that the player that I would be most petrified of this season, and it's not a joke, all season is Solanke. I've just never had a moment to bring him in. That's a lie, actually. There was a moment to bring him in, but I decided to go for Alvarez instead. But I'm kind of happy I did. Alvarez has done well for me. Good morning, Ross. Good morning. What are your thoughts on Gordon captain? Love it. No issue at all. I'm not going to say a single thing to put you off Gordon captain. Why did you just launch your phone? Did you fall asleep? Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, my girlfriend just threw her phone. And I was like, why'd you throw your phone? And I just looked at her eyes. You know when you fall asleep with your phone in your hand and you like drift off and launch it? That's so cute. If you're wondering why, my phone is right next to my phone. My bed is right next to my desk. So my bed is like there. Ross, what will your team look like in Game Week 25? We can look through that in a second. Hi, Ross. Is Burberry sponsoring you? that email was so funny, honestly. Hello, I am CEO of Burberry. I get emails like that like 20 times a day. I think if you've got a big YouTube channel, I'm not saying mine's big, semi-big YouTube channel, then I think you get like tons of spam emails. What will my team look like in Game Week 25? That was what I was looking at, wasn't it? Oh, here it is. But I'm going to make a transfer probably in 24. I think it might be Watkins to Tony. But I don't need to start in 24, do I? Wait, who have Brentford got in 24? Wolves away. No, I'm not sure I have to do that in 24. I quite like that fixture for Watkins. I'd probably roll in 24. And then going into 25, I would be tempted to bring in Tony. Or I could do... Could I do Jota in for Palmer? No, that's a terrible idea for me. That's going to give me 6 players blanking the very next week. No, I don't like that. I would probably bring in a player for Palmer that doesn't blank in 26. Or just play Richarlison. I'll probably just play Richarlison. I might have to remove Pedro Porro. Oh, that feels awful as well. Hmm? Chelsea. You're supposed to be top 10k. What's this about?
Oh, I thought Spurs played for some reason.
No, they're playing blank game at 29 Spurs. So this is the thing I'm thinking about at the moment, guys. In game week 25, yeah, maybe moving out Pedro Porro to plan for 26 is good, but Spurs are one of the only teams that definitely play in 29. So I'm going to want Porro in 29. So I feel like Palmer's probably the one that makes more sense to sell. So maybe selling Palmer I might bench boost. If I wanted to bench boost, it would be something along the lines of bringing in... I don't know who I would bring in. Chat, who could I bring in for Palmer at that price? Who have Wolves got? Obviously Tottenham. Elise? Could bring in like an Elise or an Eze. And then remove Taylor for, I don't know, some of a slightly better fixture. And then bench boost. Like Botman or something like that. And bench boost. I might end up bench boosting in 25, but I also want a triple captain, so tricky. Tricky. Yes. I should bring in Solanke at some point. I think I'm going to bring in Solanke for Darwin in Game Week 26 is the plan. Yeah, Game Week 26, Darwin out. Frosty says, good morning. Good morning, Frosty. You're only an hour and 15 minutes late. Welcome. Good to see you as always. Eze is injured again. What, is that confirmed? Is he out? I know he's in, like, maybe out. He was getting a scan on his hamstring yesterday. By the way, you've got just under 45 minutes until the deadline. What is your mum talking in the background? That's my girlfriend chatting about FPL over there. She's just mumbling to herself. Oh, Solanke might double in 28. She's just talking by herself. I know you were. Bench Garnacho or Saka? Oh, that's a tough one. Garnacho still. Gordon as captain option, Ross. Absolutely. Listen, I'll go over it once more. All of these are fine options. Haaland's a fine option. Watkins is a fine option. Gordon's good. Solanke's good. Palmer's good. I love all of them. Absolutely no issues. No issues at all. Only just saw the double announcement. What's your plan? I don't really have a plan, Jake. I'm in a very fortunate position that I have Foden, Haaland, Trent, and Darwin. So I already have 4 doublers. I'll potentially add Tony, maybe, in Game Week 25. But then I'm also going to want Solanke at some point. So hesitant to do that. Maybe Watkins to Tony in 25. And then Darwin to Solanke in 26. Might be the plan. So I've got like... my front 3 from 26 onwards will be Haaland, Tony, Solanke. I think that's quite nice. So maybe I'll add Tony as a 5th doubler. And then I guess there is a world in which I'll buy Diogo Jota, but I just think it makes it really tricky for me. Because then I have, like I said, then I have 6 blanking in 26. Unless I just sacrifice game week 26 a bit. Unless I just accept that I'm not going to have the best game week, but I don't want to sacrifice it too much. Frosty says, so is Salah a hold now? Was debating selling him for KDB today. I still don't know if he's going to be fit. This is the issue. I think if you're in a position where you already own Haaland, I wouldn't sell Salah, yeah. But if you need to sell Salah to get Haaland, then maybe do it. What's the double in 25? So it was announced today that Liverpool and Luton are also doubling in 25. So Liverpool, Luton, City, Brentford are the 4 teams that double in 25. Liverpool have the best double, then followed by City, then followed by Brentford, then followed by Luton. Liverpool have definitely got the better double of anyone. Bench 1, Foden, Bowen. Is Haaland back then? Haaland's back and fit. Whether he starts or not, I've got absolutely no idea. I genuinely can promise you I've got no leak, no inside information. I just made the move on the fact that I know I'm going to want him, so why not just bring him in now? I don't think he's essential at all. I did the captaincy will my own and got Palmer. Signs. I kind of have this feeling that Haaland's not the best captaincy option, but I'm not convinced enough by anyone else. If Palmer had Luton at home, I'd captain Palmer. He did very well against Luton away, didn't he, to be fair? But it's like, Gordon's got the fixture, but he doesn't have the pens. I don't think, anyway. Gordon is a nice captaincy option, though. So's Watkins. Man, there are so many nice captaincy options, but I don't think there's any one that like really stands out to me. I've captained Palmer over KDB, Watkins, and Solanke. I don't hate it. I really don't. It's absolutely fine. All of those players you've listed. I would say KDB's the only one I wouldn't feel comfortable captaining KDB, Foden, or Alvarez due to uncertain minutes. And I know what you're going to say. Well, you've captained Haaland, but it's Haaland. You know, it's kind of worth the risk. But on the other 3 City assets, I just think minutes are very uncertain this week. Jota loves scoring against Arsenal. Would you captain him? I don't buy into that kind of thing, particularly. This person loves playing against this team. Like, Martinelli loves playing against Arsenal, but then proceeded to not return against Arsenal. Do you remember that week? So, yeah. I think that can be some truth to that they're like really excited to play a certain fixture, but I'm not sure that makes him a great captaincy option. What do you think about Maddison in, Saka out? I don't like that because you're just creating an issue for yourself in 26. Maddison will blank in 26, Saka won't. I mean, I know Saka's got Newcastle in 26, but it's still a fixture. So I kind of feel like that's a transfer that can wait until 27. If I was going to make that move, it'd be in GAMEWEEK 27. Sorry, my back is a mess. A mess. I really love doing the opposite from you, and I'm doing great. Thanks. It's kind of a weird way of saying that my advice is fantastic. You're welcome. I have a feeling Foden gets benched and Alvarez keeps his spot. Absolutely could happen, for sure. Wouldn't be surprised. Just one of those things you just got to make your decision and just accept that it could go well, it could go badly. Bench 2 of Konsa, Foden, Saliba and Solanke. Konsa and Saliba. Why is free hit 26 not being considered more? There's one very, 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 very good reason for this. 2. I'll give you 2 good reasons. One is that I think GameWeek 29 will be a more difficult blank to navigate. And the alternative is that I also think it could be very useful in double GameWeek 34 or double GameWeek 37. So the first reason being, I think the free hit could be useful elsewhere. But the other reason is you don't want Liverpool players moving forward. So let's say you have Trent, Jota, Darwin. They blank in 26. They then play City in 28 and they'll blank in 29. So I think it's a good opportunity to sell your Liverpool. Because let's say you free hit in 26. Yes, you'll get your Liverpool back for 27. But then you have to sell your Liverpool players anyway. So why not just transfer them out? So for me, the free hit shouldn't... Like, the free hit's almost interfering with the plans that you probably have of selling your Liverpool assets. Spurs assets, on the other hand, you're going to want to hold on to your Spurs assets, I think, because they play in GameWeek 29. So I will probably end up keeping Porro and Richarlison. Unless Richarlison's minutes are going down a little bit, in which case it might be a nice opportunity when he blanks to just get rid of him. Bowen and Estepinian for Jota and Trippier. Selling Bowen and Estepinian? No, I don't like that. I do like bringing in Jota and Trippier, though, but I don't like selling Bowen and Estepinian. So I guess it's up to you. Are you worried about starting Gabriel and Trent? Any chance of a cheeky -4 to bin off Powell? No, because Powell's apparently close again, even though he probably isn't. And I just think that I don't know who I would bring in to sell Powell. Like, who are good defenders to own at the moment? I hate all of them. Because the thing that I like about Pau Torres is that he plays in 26 and maybe in 29, and the fixture that he has in 26 is pretty decent. Which players to target for double game week 26? There is no double game week 26. It's a blank game week. Game week 26 is a blank game week. Chelsea, Spurs, Liverpool, Luton all blank him. Bench Saka, Bowen or Foden? I've had that question many a time, and I think I'm leaning towards Bowen benching, not captaincy. Please, Raptor, captain Palmer or Trippier? I would always prefer to captain Palmer or captain an attacker ahead of a defender. So I would go Palmer, especially when that attack is on penalties. Target 25 and free hit 26 makes most sense. Did you listen to what I just said or not? Because I don't think free hit 26 makes any sense. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. Free hit 25 does make sense to me. I like that. Because in that case, you don't have to worry about bringing in Liverpool assets. You don't have to worry about adding a third City asset. You can purely focus on getting your team set up for beyond 25 and then just free hit them all in 25. I like that a lot. I don't like free hit 26. in my opinion. But it depends how your team's set up, right? If your team is currently set up with 3 Liverpool, 3 Spurs, and 2 Chelsea, then absolutely you either need to wildcard or free hit. There's no two ways about that. You really do need to free hit or wildcard there. But in any other normal situation, I would say free hit is better in 25, 29, or 37.
I'm very confused about why Spurs and Chelsea are not blanking in 26. Doesn't it depend on the Villa-Chelsea game?
That's the FA Cup. So for everyone that wants to know, plus my girlfriend, Chelsea and Spurs blank in 26 as they have reached the EFL Cup final.
I thought you said they weren't blanking earlier.
Chelsea and Spurs are blanking in 26.
Yeah, I asked you earlier, are they blanking? You said no, so I was really confused.
I didn't say that.
Rewind the stream later.
Okay.
Are you confused?
Apparently I said that Chelsea and Spurs weren't blanking, but I didn't say that. Best FPL streamer of our generation. Keep it up. Thank you very much, Mr. Flapjack. I appreciate you, by the way. You've dropped super chats many a time, and you've been a member for a while, so thank you. I appreciate you. Whatever your actual name is, I'll continue to call you Flapjack, but whatever your actual name is, thank you very much. Bench Douglas Luiz or Bowen? Oh, I just don't like Douglas Luiz, but he returns, so probably Bowen, given the fixture and the fact that Douglas Luiz just finds ways to return. Trent Alvarez, Saka, Estepinian, bench 1. Probably Trent. Start Cher, Porro, or Walker. I have Trippier captain. Fabian Cher. Sorry if all of the blanks and doubles are getting confusing and stuff. Lots of permutations. Which players to target for double game week 25? Haaland, Darwin, Jota, Trent, Foden, KDB. The ideal 6 from Liverpool and City would be that. Trent, Jota, Darwin, KDB, Foden, Haaland. In an ideal world, you would own those 6, but it's not an ideal world, is it? I don't take team IDs and start looking at teams, by the way. So no point asking me to look at your team with a team ID. I don't do that. It takes too much time. Why did you sell Alvarez instead of Darwin? Last night I did it because I love Darwin and Darwin plays Burnley at home in 24. Right? So I love that and I love Darwin. And then I found out this morning, obviously, that Darwin's got a double. So I'm very, very lucky that I did. If I'd have sold Darwin last night now, I'd be kicking myself. So I'm glad I kept him. But yeah, the reason was Burnley at home in 24 and I love Darwin. But now the double in 25 is big for Darwin. Even if he doesn't play both, he's going to play one and probably get minutes in the other. So we're probably looking at about, you'd imagine a minimum of 100 to 110 minutes for Darwin, which is really, really nice. And he's very, very good off the bench because he's so quick. So I think he could do damage in that double. Would you bring in Jota for 25? Yeah, I think he's a great option. I don't know if I'll actually do it myself. But yes, I would do it if you have the opportunity to do so. We'll discuss more next week now. Now that we have this double game week announcement, it makes content a little bit easier. The other thing that we're waiting for, by the way, if you're not sure, is... Let me just check when that is. When is the... It's the Chelsea versus Villa game. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. Okay, so Wednesday at 8 p.m, Chelsea and Villa play. Wait, let me go back to my team. So if Chelsea lose, then Chelsea and Arsenal will be going ahead in game week 29. If Aston Villa lose, Aston Villa and West Ham will be going ahead in 29. So we kind of need to wait until that Wednesday night game to have a really good idea about what we want to do with our teams. Because let's say that Aston Villa lose against Chelsea, then Watkins becomes a seriously good option because he won't blank in 29. If Chelsea lose, then obviously Chelsea and Arsenal assets become even better because once again they play in 29. So if you've got Saliba, Gabriel, Saka, Palmer, they're probably assets worth holding on to. I know they obviously play against each other and Chelsea and Arsenal isn't a great fixture in 29, but 29 is going to be tough to field a full 11. Oh, my camera's gone. Without a free hit. So if you're not planning on free hitting, having assets that play in 29 regardless of the fixture will be very, very useful. Saka, Richarlison, KDB, Solanke, 1 to bench. I think it probably has to be Saka there. Probably has to be Saka. Just about. Hi, Ross. Bench 1 of Saka, Foden, Elise, Palmer, Richarlison. Maybe Elise, just because there are some doubts around him. Elise or Foden in that situation, Darley. Hi, Ross. Bench 3 of Taylor, Porro, Estepinian, Trent, Saliba. Oh, you've given me your entire team. Okay. Do you want to know who to bench? I would say Taylor, Saliba, and Foden. Just about. Taylor, Saliba, and Foden. But yeah, if you've got Taylor, Saliba, and Saka, that also feels reasonable. Roll the free transfer or Bowen to Richarlison. Oh, roll the free transfer, I think. I think Bowen's fine this week. I don't think that's a necessity transfer this week. Also, again, Richarlison blanks in 26, so I feel like that's almost... The closer we get to 26, the less it makes sense to bring in Richarlison. And same with Palmer as well. All of these players that blank in 26, like, there's no point bringing them in now, I think, almost. I think you've almost missed the boat with Palmer and Richarlison. If you don't own them, you leave it. Shornak says, I have Porro, Trent, Estepinian, Gabriel, Doughty. Which 3 should I start? Going with a 3-5-2. Estepinian, yes. Trent, probably Estepinian, Porro, and Trent, and bench Gabriel and Doughty. Haaland, Tony, Watkins. Which 2 should I pick in captaincy? I would pick Haaland and Watkins, and I would captain Haaland in that situation. Start 2 of Trent, Saliba, Saka, Gross. I think you bench Gross and Saliba there. Although then Saka and Trent are playing against each other, I suppose. Maybe you play Trent and Gross, bench Saliba and Saka, and hope that Liverpool do a job over Arsenal. Maybe I would lean that way, Sophie. Yeah, Trent and Gross start. Please ask my wife Hannah to put the croissants on. Croissant. Hannah, please put the croissants on for James. Okay. I was going to say chop chop, but I feel like that's not my position to be sassy with you. But James is waiting. Okay. Morning Raptor, would you start Garnacho over Foden? By the way, James didn't ask in that way. He said please. I was just being sassy. Morning Raptor, would you start Garnacho over Foden? Oh, that's a tough one. Maybe. No, I wouldn't. And start Estepinian over Trent. Yes. Yes to Trent, no to Garnacho. There you go. I'm a Man United fan, though, and I think Man United fans at the moment are very pessimistic. We just hate our team, and we expect us to always do really badly. Would you start Sterling over Foden? No. Gordon captain, surely. Yeah, he's a great option. I don't know about the surely part, because, I mean, if you look at his returns... Oh, do you know what? I was going to point to his data, but everyone gets angry when I do expected data. So I'm going to completely bin off data and look at his points. I'm going to pick GameWeek 15. Ignore these 2, 10, and 13 pointers. 2, 2, 6, 2, 1, 5, 7, 1. That is not a surely captain, in my opinion. I think there are multiple other players with much better returns. And then when you look at his expected data, it's not that great. I know I've just brought him in, but if he wants to get a 7-pointer for me, great. I don't think that's not a player that I'm looking to captain, though. I think there are multiple players with slightly higher ceilings. What's Mrs. Raptor's team like? We're just discussing her team. It's the same as Let's Talk FPL's team. It's literally the exact same starting 11 as Let's Talk FPL. Why is everyone getting Gordon? Cheap, 3 good fixtures, pretty consistent this season. There's very little to dislike about him. I would say, though, let's say Gordon's fixture this week was Brentford away. I don't think there's as much hype to get him this week. It's because it's got a great fixture immediately. And there is something about us as humans. We need instant gratification for our decisions. So to bring Gordon in with Luton at home this week is like, yes, I can get some immediate points from him. Not that you necessarily will, but it feels that way. Will Elise play? Based on the press conference yesterday, Elise looks much more likely to play than Eze. But they could both start. By the way, we've had almost 10,000 votes on the captaincy poll, which is a lot. We've got Haaland at 59%, Solanke at 14%, Watkins at 12%, and then other at 15%. And again, other was like Palmer, Gordon, KDB, all of the other options. Solanke's a good captaincy shout. I just don't... Is Solanke a good captain? I just don't trust Haaland's minutes. I absolutely have no issue with not captaining Haaland this week. I don't think it's like, if you've got Haaland, you have to captain him. In most weeks, it kind of feels that way, but this week it doesn't, because Brentford away is not a great fixture, and his minutes aren't secure. So if you've got a bit of a inkling that there are other good captaincy options, then I would probably go for them. That was a loud engine. That put me off. Who to bring in, Dubravka or Trippier? I don't know if I bring in Dubravka right now. I'd probably go Trippier. But I haven't seen the rest of your team. Captain Haaland, Gordon or Watkins? Any of the three. It really comes down to how you predict Haaland's minutes. I think if you think Haaland will get 60 to 70 minutes or more, then Haaland's probably still the best captaincy shout. If you are less sure about that, if you think there's a chance he comes off the bench, then I would go someone else. Bench Gross or Foden. If still Alvarez, bench instead. I'd bench Foden ahead of Gross, I think I said. Because Gross could be on pens. And it's a very decent fixture. Start Gabriel or Konsa. Konsa. Select... Oh, I did that one. Bench 1. Alvarez, Bowen, Saka. Bowen. Morning Raptor. Who to start? Saka, Cunha or Palmer? Only one of those. Palmer. If it's two of those, probably Palmer and Cunha. No, I'd start Saka. Palmer and Saka and bench Cunha. Whew. Have Alvarez, KDB, Foden. Bring in Haaland or roll. If you've got the money to do Alvarez to Haaland in one move, I still don't mind that. But considering you've already got triple City, you'll get good minutes out of those three. Maybe you just roll. I don't get it with FPL. Haaland had a drop of more than 40% ownership without a price drop, but now they've increased the price to 14.1. How and why? I think there's a very good reason for this that no one seems to be talking about. He dropped below his original £14 million price point. So when someone drops from 14 to 13.9, he's dropped below his original threshold. And therefore, I think they slow down the progress once you've dropped below that threshold. If he was 14.1, do you remember when he was 14.1, he dropped to 14 like that, right? Because he was above his original threshold. Whereas I think when you drop below your threshold, they slow it down a little bit more. I also think they probably did manually adjust it. I don't think they wanted Haaland being like 13.4 million. That would have been a disaster because it makes it even easier to get him. I think it's good that they slowed down Haaland's price drop. I don't think we wanted Haaland to drop in price a lot. And with respect to increasing, I think that's good. I think if Haaland was 16 million, it would make the game more interesting. I think 14 million is still too cheap. So yeah, I don't have an issue with it, but I think it's to do with around his original price. If you had Solanke instead of Darwin, who would you bench to start him? I'd bench Foden if I had Solanke. Gross to Gordon, KDB, or Lascelles to Trippier or Roll? Lascelles to Trippier feels the better of the two transfers there. Kieran, welcome to Rap Tier 2 member. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Game week 25, I have Foden and Darwin or Jota and Alvarez. Oh. Chat, what do we think on that? In game week 25, you can have Foden and Darwin or Jota and Alvarez. I think I'd go Foden and Darwin. I think minutes are slightly more secure with that combo. Yeah, Foden and Darwin just. Ross, I have Alvarez, Tony, Watkins. Who for Haaland? Alvarez is the only one I think that makes sense there. If you do it next week, you could maybe justify Watkins instead. Tony's the only one I wouldn't sell. If this week Alvarez, if next week Watkins. Foden, Saka, Richarlison, Palmer, Gordon, bench 1. I still think, again, with that exact midfield 5 that pretty much everyone has, it's my exact midfield 5. If I were to bench one, it would probably be Foden, maybe Saka. I wouldn't bench Gordon, Palmer, or Richarlison. So for anyone with my midfield 5, it's got to be, for me, Foden or Saka on the bench. Love your stuff, mate. Bailey or Alvarez to bench? That's a tough one, actually. I'd bench... Oh, that's really tough because I think Bailey starts and it's Sheffield United away. I may well bench Alvarez there, but the thing is, if Alvarez starts and Haaland doesn't, he could be on pens. I'd still start Bailey, I think. Bench one of Estepinian, Trent, Porro, or Trippier. Trent. Probably Trent. Let me actually just check. I haven't been on Twitter at all during this stream, so I don't know if there's any news. Mrs. Raptor, could you let me know if you see anything on Twitter of interest?
I was about to go to sleep, but okay.
You're gonna go to sleep? Oh no, go to sleep then. Oh. So, I've had a guy DMing me for a while. Newcastle team news, and for the most part, he is often correct, but he has been wrong. I will say he has been wrong on a couple of occasions. But he told me yesterday that he's going to be getting. Oh wait, what's his Twitter handle? I don't want to go into my DMs because exposing people. NUFC Will. This guy. Wait, can you see that? Yeah, you can. He told me that he was pretty sure he was going to get early team news. His early team news is Gordon starts as the 9, Trippier not in the team. He's got Trippier maybe having a slight issue with the groin issue. Now, the caveat that he's given is that this was the starting team in training. It could well be that Trippier was out of that session and therefore Tino filled in, Livramento that is, and then maybe now that he's back, Livramento now comes out and Trippier goes into the starting 11. It could well be that Trippier just slots in there. He's just said that this was the team in training. So there it is. I'm not saying that he's definitely correct. I'm not saying that this will be because, again, it was only the team in training. He's not leaking this as the actual 11. Follow him, you monster. Do I not follow him? Oh dear, I'll follow him now. I don't even realise. I'll ask him how sure are you on Trippier? Because I think that's the main one that people care about. We know Gordon will start. Transferred in Trippier 10 minutes ago. Trippier may well start. I for what it's worth, I'm going to put my reputation on the line and say I think Trippier will start. I think they trained with that team earlier in the week when Trippier probably was still recovering from his slight groin strain. And I think now we're probably in a position where he's probably fit, and if he's fit, he starts. So yeah, I'm gonna put it out there and say that I still think he could start. Foden or Alvarez out for Haaland? I don't know. I think longer term Foden's minutes are more secure than Alvarez's. So I will just caveat that with saying this is a fixture where you could rest Trippier, couldn't you? Luton at home is a fixture you feel like you can win with Livramento in. It's not a good position to be in if you've got Trippier, but I would just say this would definitely put me off captaining him. Maybe just start him. Because if he's fit, he plays. If he's not, he won't play. I don't think, anyway, he's just going to be sat on the bench. I wouldn't sell him. I wouldn't sell him just in case that's wrong. So don't sell him. Don't captain him. Probably don't bench him. I'd just start him. Bench one of Saka, Gross, Foden, Richarlison, Palmer. Probably Foden still in that situation. I think Gross could be decent this week. Another tweet now saying he's starting. Okay, so that guy's just wrong then. Who says he's starting? Okay, so the same guy has now tweeted saying that Trippier's in the squad. Is he just covering all bases or not? I don't know. I would just keep Trippier and start him. I wouldn't captain him still, but I would absolutely, definitely 100% have him in the team. Because we've got absolutely nothing definitive to say there's anything to back up what was tweeted then. So maybe it would put me off captaincy, but it certainly wouldn't put me off starting Trippier. I think you're absolutely fine starting Trips. Just go for it. Don't stress over it. Keep or sell Salah. Don't have Haaland and 2 free transfers. If you're in a similar position to me then, Max, where you want Haaland and the only way to do it is selling Salah, I think you're still fine selling Salah. Should I start Martinelli or Bowen, or should I take a -4 and replace one of them with Gordon or Jota? Thanks. I think just start Martinelli and Bowen and just hope that you get something this week. Bench 1 of Trent, Saka, Gross, Estepinian, Porro. Bench 1. Trent. I don't think Trent's going to do very well this week, but I just don't have any other defenders. So, is it worth doing Saka to KDB for a -4? Not for a -4. If it was for free, there's the temptation, but not for a -4. By the way, guys, you have got just over 10 minutes until the deadline. Make sure you lock in the teams. The only early team news we have is one account with not that much to back it has suggested that Trippier isn't starting but is in the squad. But I would still start Trips. I wouldn't sell him, wouldn't bench him, definitely start him. I don't want to be responsible for you benching a Trippier 15 pointer against Luton at home. Hi, dude. I can only bring in Haaland if I transfer out Watkins or Alvarez. Would you do it, and who would you take out? I did that, and I took out Alvarez. I prefer keeping Watkins just because he's consistent with these minutes. So, yeah, I don't have an issue with selling Alvarez. But I also think there's a good chance Alvarez starts on Monday, so be careful with that. Thoughts on captaining Gordon now he starts as the 9? I don't think we've got confirmation he starts as the 9, and I would also say I don't think Gordon is much better as the 9. There seems to be a narrative going around that he is worse as the 9. He could well be, but I think we need to see it over more games. I just think he's good either way. If he's playing as the 9, he's going to be in the right areas. He's playing on the wing. It's his most natural position. I think he's fine on the left or through the centre. I think he could even play on the right quite comfortably. FPL Mikel says, trying to plan ahead, Jota and KDB or Salah and Garnacho. Triple captain Salah too important or not due to blank game week 29. Well, I mean, the only way you would triple captain Salah in 25 is obviously if he's fit. We don't even know if he's going to be fit. I think Jota and KDB is a much better combination. So I would lean that way. Lawrence has been a member for 27 months. That is absolutely ridiculous. He says Trippier will start, and I tend to trust Lawrence. He's pretty good. Missed start. Did you keep Darwin for double game week 25? Mistake to do Foden, Salah, and Watkins to KDB, Neto, and Haaland for a -4. I kept Darwin because I love him. I sold Alvarez before the Liverpool announcement, so I just got very lucky there. Is it a mistake to do Foden, Salah, and Watkins to KDB, Neto, and Haaland? Yes, I think it is. I don't think you want to sell Foden and Watkins particularly. Bench 1 of Nunez, Foden, Bailey. Foden. No, sorry, Darwin. Sorry, I didn't see Darwin there. I would bench Darwin there. Cash says, buy Trippier for Lascelles now. I'm a little bit more hesitant. Or Gordon to Gross KDB. Wait, what? Why are you selling Gordon? Don't sell Gordon. Or are you saying bring in Gordon? I don't like any of that. Maybe Trippier in for Lascelles, Cash. Maybe. -4 for Saka, Alvarez to Haaland, Gordon. Don't hate it. Yeah. I don't hate it. By the way, just over 10 minutes till the deadline. Please make sure that you've at least semi-locked in your teams, okay? Make sure you got your captaincy sorted. If you're captaining, apologies, Haaland, or a Man City player in general, they play on Monday, I would make sure your vice captain is very, very secure and someone you're happy with. Do I want to vice captain Palmer? I kind of want to vice captain Gordon. No, I think Palmer's the better captain. Vice captain. Just about. What did you say? Yeah, exactly. Trippier not starting rumours. Yep, there are rumours going around, but do you think Matty Cash gets good minutes now? No. I think FPL villain Frosty actually predicted Cash would be on the bench, didn't he? I think he predicted Conser at right back and Carlos through the middle. Apparently Cash has been a bit stinky in his last couple of games, so no, I wouldn't feel overly comfortable. Starting Kunku or Foden? I'd start in Kunku. He looked good, didn't he? He looked really good. And Kunku is a quality player. When he can stay fit and get good minutes, Ask Pickle, Garnacho or Gross? Pascal Gross, she said. I would agree. I would back that. Just because he might be on pens if João Pedro's not playing. And also, you don't want to rely on Manchester United. Start Foden or Bowen? Ooh, just about Philip Foden. Good old Philip. Bench Foden or Saka for Jota? No, I wouldn't. I'd bench Jota. But I would say Saka, Foden, Jota in that order. But I think all three of them have their issues this week, and all three of them are also quality players. How big is FPL Pickle's pickle? Big. Huge. She said huge. How much do you have in the bank now? I have 2.2 million in the bank. I'm sorry, but how do I have such a lovely team with 2.2 in the bank? It's wonderful, isn't it? Beautiful. Beautiful, some would say. Where was I? I've lost where I was. Which two of Trent, Estepinian, Foden, Bowen to bench? Trent and Bowen? Or should I do Alvarez and Trent to Haaland Castagna for -4? No, I don't like that. You've got to keep Trent now. You don't have to start Trent this week, but given that he plays Burnley and then has a double of Brentford and Luton, even if he doesn't play both in the double, which is a possibility, I still think you've got to keep him just in case. Start Foden or Bowen? I think I've been saying Foden just about. I've been asked that about 100 times, but I think Foden has been my consistent answer to start. Watkins, Tony to Solanke for -4? No. Start. I love Solanke, but I'm not selling Watkins or Tony in a million years in that position. Start, especially for a hit. Start Trent or Walker? Trent. 4 to start, what would you do? Gabriel, Trent, Walker, Porro, Estepinian. So you need to bench one of them, and then you bench Gabriel. You fully expect Liverpool to score in this game, don't you? I don't know that it will be a rout. I don't think Arsenal are going to concede multiple goals necessarily. Could just be 1 or 2. I don't think it's going to be like 4 or 5, but still, I'm not sure that Gabriel's the best player. I'm starting Gabriel and Trent. In any ideal world, I would not start either. I don't think either are going to get me anything this week, but I've got Taylor and Pau Torres, so. Saka and Alvarez to Richarlison and Haaland for a -4. I'm not sure about Richarlison now. I'd maybe go for Gordon. Richarlison's going to blank in 26, so you need to think about that. I know it's a few game weeks away, but for a hit to bring in a player that's going to blank in a couple of weeks, it's not sure. I'm not sure about that. Kane says, by the way, just over 5 minutes till the deadline. Get your teams locked in. Kane says, Neto, Palmer, Bowen, Foden, Saka. Nice. Solanke, Watkins, Haaland. Nice. With 2 free transfers and 0 in the bank. Any idea what to do? I don't know why I said that like Dora. Dora the Explorer. You've got Haaland. You've got 2 free transfers. You've got 0 in the bank. I would maybe make a defensive transfer then. It looks fine. I mean, you could maybe do like Bowen to Gordon and attack the fixtures. Maybe. Or if you want to get one step ahead of the Liverpool double, you could do Foden to Jota. I think Bowen to Gordon is the only... If you really need to make a transfer, maybe. Did I F up transferring in Rashi instead of Foden? I mean, Foden is the better transfer in my opinion, but you didn't F up, no. Right, I'm going to end the captaincy poll there, by the way. Final results. 60% on Haaland, 15% on other, 13% on Solanke, 11% on Watkins. So I think it will be Haaland comfortably the most popular captain, and then the most popular captains after that will be a combination of Solanke, Watkins, Palmer, and Gordon, which is kind of what I've been saying as my opinion as well. If you want to know who the Will said we should captain, the Will said we should captain Palmer. Palmer captaincy. By the way, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, 5 minutes left of the deadline, and you've enjoyed parts of the stream today, please do consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. Last time I asked 4,000 of you to subscribe, 15 people subscribed. Which either means you're all subscribed already or you didn't listen to me, you know? Which would be rude. Yeah, De Bruyne might also be a captaincy shout for some people. I just think with De Bruyne, there's enough doubts around his minutes that I just don't know it's worth the risk. And again, I know full well there are doubts around Haaland's minutes, but with Haaland, it's worth the risk because if he does start, he's just clearly the best captain. He just always is. The Will is an idiot. Right, you're bandying. Start Douglas Luiz over Saka. I can't ever recommend that. I just can't. Saka's just such a better option. I've already subscribed on 4 of my devices. What a legend. What a legend. Start Livramento or Gabriel / Saliva. Saliva. What a funny typo. Do you know what? Maybe do start Livramento. If these rumours are true, Livramento against Luton at home, but I'm not sure they are. I think Trips will start. If Trippier's in the squad, I don't see a world in which he doesn't start. I just don't. Oh my god! I just scrolled through Twitter and I just saw like 7 Solanke captains in a row. That is absolutely vile. As someone that doesn't own him, vile. I'm more scared of Solanke than I was of bloody Haaland when I didn't own him. This is terrible. Just over 3 minutes until the deadline. Is it after the deadline that you take your top off? If you're lucky, the hat might come off. The hoodie could come off. Could start just stripping for fun. You never know. Solanke captain. Yeah, do you know what? Well, let's not... What, is he playing today? Please don't say he's playing today. When's the Bournemouth game? Oh, thank God it's tomorrow. We can enjoy our day today at least then, Pickle. We can enjoy our day today. Because let's be real. If Solanke was playing today and he bangs... then I'm going to be a moody, grumpy puss. Is Haaland necessary or can I roll? You could definitely roll. Mrs. FPLB wants your pants off. Mrs. FPLB is a bit cheeky then. Haaland, De Bruyne, Bailey in for Alvarez, Saka and Salah. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't mind that actually, Max. I quite like that. Bailey's a cheeky shout. Should start this week. De Bruyne and Haaland are brilliant. I almost feel like you don't need to bring in De Bruyne this week. I feel like you could do similar to what I did, which was Alvarez and Salah to Haaland and Gordon or Bailey. I don't know that you need to make all 3 of those moves this week, but I get it. I beg Newcastle keep a clean sheet today. Do you know what? I wouldn't mind it. I've got Dubravka. We can all be happy together. I'm starting Areola. Fair. Fairs. He could do well against Man United. Under 2 minutes until the deadline. Be mindful. Make sure you lock in your teams. Stop asking questions. Well, you can carry on if you want, but focus on your teams. Start 2 of Porro, Udogi, Saliba, Gabriel. I'd start one Spurs, one Arsenal. So I'd probably start Porro and Gabriel and bench Udogi and Saliba. Tafan says bench Senesi or Estepinian. Nottingham Forest top for conceding from set pieces. That's a great stat. I'd still start Estepinian though, but that is a really nice stat. I feel like that's such a nice stat that you may want to start Senesi then. Yeah, you could do. I'd still start Estepinian if it was my team, but... Get your teams locked in less than a minute. Let me make sure that I have not made any mistakes. Let me refresh. Haaland captain. I'm going to go Palmer vice because that's what the wheel told me to do. Made my transfers. Benching order is fine, I guess. Not that I think any of them are going to be great. Yeah, I'm good. Less than a minute till the deadline. Less than a minute. Roll on 11 a.m. Fun time starts. Yes, it does. The stream has only just begun. Captain Gordon. Captain Gordon's absolutely fine. No issues with me. Go for it. FPL Tony has tweeted. Well, it's a bit late if he has. Okay. Oh, yeah. FPL Tony's not captaining Haaland, but he still thinks he'll start. He still thinks he'll start. Right, that's it. We're locked. We are locked. Let me tweet my team. Make sure you don't leave, by the way. I'm going to carry on streaming. All the people leaving, it's just silly. It's just silly behavior. Why would you do that? Cool. Done. Buy. Why are people saying buy? Buy. Rude. No. Rude. Chat. Stop being rude. Why are you being rude? What you laughing for? I'm serious. What you laughing for? I'm serious. Sorry, I got a really terrible Scouser accent. I apologise to anyone offended. Right, chat, there are 2 tweets that you need to go and like. Tweet number 1. My team. Make me feel good about myself. Okay? This is the first. Why is everyone saying bye? You're such bullies. It's 3 a.m. I need sleep. I don't care about your sleep. I'm joking. I do actually really care about your sleep. Go get some sleep. That's the first tweet. And then the second tweet is FPL Pickles. There she is. Big smile on her face. She has tweeted her GameWeek23 team.
I'm scared.
We'll give you a retweet. Should we retweet it? Give you a little boost. There we go. Little boost.
I won't mind that.
So this is Pickle's team. If you've been living in a cave, FPL Pickle is the girl laying next to me and is also my girlfriend. Here is her. I hate Twitter though. Not on Twitter. Rude. That's FPL Pickle's team. 2 free transfers used. Archer to Haaland captain. Salah to Gordon. It's almost as if we made the same transfers. Made the moves last night, so currently praying that Salah isn't fit soon. Benching headache was unreal this week, but I just couldn't get myself to bench Saka. Good luck, everyone. That is fair. Jesus, you've got a lot of likes already.
Have I?
Yeah. That is a lot.
I hate tweeting. I never know what to put.
You always give such detailed tweets. You're such an academic. Like everyone else just tweets like 3 things. You just tweet like 500 words.
I was like, some people put their rank in their tweet, and I'm like, is
Yeah,
would that be better for my engagement? Or...
I would put your rank in your tweet, yeah, in the future. Because you've got a good rank. I don't put my rank in my tweet because my rank's crap. It is a very conscious effort to not include my rank anywhere. I've got to include my rank above my bloody head every week. Look at it. It's right above my egg. Here. It was fun when I had a good rank. When I've got a bad rank, I want to grab it and just throw it. Yeah, just yeet it. You should scroll Twitter for these first 5 minutes and roast everyone's team. Done. I roast everyone. Let's do it. Yep, we're going to go on a roasting session. Good idea, Frosty. I'm just going to roast whoever's team I see. Here we go. FPL rookie. That team doesn't need roasting. It's got Rashford and Bruno Fernandes. Are we in game week 1? What are you doing with your life? Right. Roast number 1. I'm going to like everyone's team that I roast because I feel bad. Oh no, that is his game week 1 team. Chat. It's been a long week. He's doing a thread of his teams. I just looked at his team and thought, why have you got Rashford and Bruno? He has. Right. What's his actual team? Well, that's less roastable, isn't it? How am I supposed to roast that? I don't even know how to roast. Everyone's got such a template, but I've got a template team, so I can't really talk. That's so funny that I thought that was his. Oh, here you go, FPL Harry. FPL Harry. Oh, I love the template. Oh, my name's Harry. Do you know what? Harry actually openly loves the template. Harry tells me that, and he tells his viewers, if someone's got high ownership, he wants to own them. He loves the template. He's obsessed with it. If Harry could marry effective ownership and dump his girlfriend, he would. He genuinely would. That's what I want to say about Harry. Harry just looks, oh, who's transferred in by the most people? Let me own them. When I told him that KDB was owned by 70% of people in the top 100k, he almost had a heart attack. So I want you to go and tell Harry at some point that he's a template W. I can't say the word because I don't want to get demonetized. All right, who else we roast him? This guy, Egg, terrible team. That's me. It's not particularly great, but thank you. I can't roast everyone's team when everyone's team looks the same. It's so boring. Oh, God. Maybe I should just wildcard and bring in Rashford and Bruno again. Have you already discussed with Pickle what an FPL-themed marriage proposal might look like? I'm going to propose her on the deadline string. I'll hold the ring up to you, chat, and then I'll hold it up to her like this. She'd somehow think it was romantic, even though that's really not.
Probably, to be honest. The standards are...
Oh my God, if I see another Solanke captain, I'm going to throw up. Piss off, Solanke. Thank God, someone doesn't even own Solanke as Will.
Let's pray for Gabriel hat-trick today.
If you're wondering why everyone... Yes, Gabriel hat-trick would be nice. If we're wondering why everyone's captained Solanke, it's because the models have told them to.
I think he got 17 points last time he played Nottingham Forest.
It's not that, it's the models. Because you look at all the accounts, there's all the analytics accounts are all captained Solanke.
Do you not think that plays into people's mindset?
If I think more casual people, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I think most of the engaged managers are captaining Solanke because the model tells them what to do.
Oh.
And they get really, really upset that, and they're like, no, I don't follow the models blindly. It's no coincidence that everyone with a good rank that also is analytics is all captaining Solanke. And then you'll find people like Fraser who just makes FPL decisions based on the fact that he just understands football. He wouldn't captain Solanke. So I feel like if you're an analytics nerd, you've got your armband on Solanke. Who did you vice? Oh, you viced Palmer. God, look at you, 81 likes already.
I did maybe voice Solanke.
Oh, Harry, mate, you're 2 minutes too late. I just spent a good 5 minutes roasting you. Like I was quite mean.
You probably got told by a viewer.
Yeah, did you get told?
He's always here.
He might still be streaming. Harry, you still streaming? If you just come here to, yeah, he's still streaming. Harry's copied me. Harry now streams after the deadline. Harry's just messaged me, oi, what you saying about me? Harry, stop trying to copy me with streaming after the deadline. And you copied my upload schedule as well. Harry's a copycat. Pass it on. Are you now more famous in Nottingham than Robin Hood, Brian Clough, and the Sheriff of Nottingham? I'd say so. I get recognised. Oh! I was meant to say, I don't think Prince is still watching. I met someone, I think he said his name was Prince, but then afterwards I was like, Prince isn't very common. I said to, so basically there's a Tesco Express near where I live, and I met a guy in Tesco Express yesterday that said he watches my streams and he'll be watching from 10, and that I need to give a shout out to Prince. And I forgot, and he's probably not watching right now. But I met him yesterday. We had a nice chat. He said he was ranked like 4K, and I completely forgot to give him a shout out. Is Harry still? I'll tell him. I was roasting you. Called you. The thing is, it's nothing that we don't say to Harry's face. Oscar and I roast Harry all the time. He likes it. He enjoys it. It's camaraderie, you know? Just boys being boys. Hey. So, yeah. What'd you say? Rude. Rude. You want me to roast your team? Oh, my name's FPL Pickle and I copy Let's Talk FPL because I love him more. Why is your team not more like mine? Why is your team like Andy's? That's what I want to know. Harry says he's coming for you. Not surprised. Stop saying bad things about Harry. You really need to chill. Harry's upset. I would love to be watching Harry's team now. Oh, here we go. Harry's in the chat. Your team stinks. Wait, I'm going to go on Harry's stream now. Oh, he stopped streaming. Oh, I was about to go and insult you. Your team stinks. Oh, Harry, bless you.
A couple of people have asked to see my team.
Harry, I love you really. Basically, Frosty suggested that I roast people's teams on Twitter, and your team came up, and I was, oh, my name's Harry, and I love the template. And then I just went on about it for like 5 minutes about how much you love effective ownership. I said that if you could break up with your girlfriend and marry effective ownership, you would. If it was legal in most countries, you would do that. They want to see your team.
Well, some people do, I think. But I thought you were.
Oh, all right, Pickle, it's not all about you. You know?
Rude. It's only because someone's spamming it.
This is FPL Pickle's team. Here you go. Eze says hi. Harry, that was one differential you transferred in once, and somehow it worked for you. And now you'll just crawl back into your little template hole where you love being.
You know what? I can't wait for Huang to be back. I want him back so bad.
You had Huang for a long time, didn't you?
Yeah. When he got that 14 pointer, I was loving life. Whatever it was something like that.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. But he got subbed off in the first half, and he got a brace and then came off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was sad. He probably would have got more. That was the best feeling.
You've picked differentials all season, and I've picked one, and it's been better than them all. Whoa, Harry's going for the... Harry, I feel like you're a little bit upset here. A little bit touchy. Listen, it's okay. It's okay. We don't need to argue, Harry. It's okay. Yeah, I know, shots fired. Let's just talk about Darwin Núñez. Just joined. He was just talking about you, Ross. I heard Harry's. Harry. They told me that you were like crying in your stream, like sobbing, tears. Ross, can you yell my name? That sounds a bit sus. Your name's Monks. What do you mean yell it? Bro picked Darwin. Darwin picked me. Darwin picked me. I am planning on buying Darwin in 24. Oh, for God's sake, Harry. You and your little template warriors are all going to own Darwin. He's going to be 100% EO, and I won't even be able to enjoy his 5 goals in the double. You're going to buy Darwin as well? I hope not.
I might get Jota.
I might get Jota as well. Do you think Bournemouth signing a striker will affect Solanke? No. Darwin Núñez. Your girlfriend should be jealous of your relationship with Darwin. Are you? No. Always loved him. No, you haven't always loved him, Harry. I'm going to block Harry from my streams. Should we do that, chat?
You were saying you're getting Jota, but I might get only Jota. And no one else.
Okay. Darwin Núñez. Rude. I went against you in the pickle. Started Garnacho over Gross. Scared now. Ooh, never back against the pickle.
It was a tough one, to be fair, but I'd say Gross just about. But good luck.
Excuse me, Darwin has returns in the last 4 games. Right? Assist, 2 goals, assist, a goal. Darwin has returned for me 4 games in a row. That's just petty. Come on now. What's petty? Did I say something petty? 3 people have said that's too far, that's petty. What did I say? Did I say something or are they joking? I don't know. I might have blacked out and said something mean. Shame he's on pens, negative for Darwin. Who do we think takes the next pen? It's just McAllister, isn't it? But what? Oh, McAllister might not be fit. Who takes penalties this week? Let me know FPL Pickles Insta ID. That's a bit sus.
Someone's asked that about 5 times.
Okay, that's sus. We're not giving you our Insta. Okay. Okay, stop asking. You're just spamming the same comment. Get Pickle on the stream. She's basically on the stream. She's talking over here. Say hello. Say hello loud to Lisa Chat.
Hello.
That was so not loud. Go a bit louder.
I'm ill. What do you mean?
Okay, she's being shy again.
Don't put me on the spot.
Allison will take pens. Can you imagine? Why is Pickle bench Foden? Who's she supposed to bench, Lawrence?
It was a tough one. I'll probably regret it. It's fine. It's what it is.
When are we live streaming a triple date? Yeah, Harry, Oscar, and I have spoken about having a triple date with all of our girlfriends.
Triple date.
The issue is Harry's girlfriend plays a little bit and Oscar's girlfriend plays even less with FPL. So I think Pickle will start talking about FPL and they'll be like, no, we don't want to talk about that. You're gonna have to have girly chats whilst we talk about FPL. But you're gonna want to be the one talking about FPL. So keys in a fruit bowl kind of date. Frosty, that's outrageous. FPL Colonel with the super chat and then added nothing. 79 pence. I will buy Pickle's dinner with that 79 pence.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What can you afford from McDonald's for 79 pence?
Like a small bag of fries.
I don't even think you can afford that these days.
Oh, no. I swear they used to be like that much.
They probably are actually, you know. No, you maybe. You can have a small bag of fries for them for dinner. He super chatted before and you missed the message. Oh, did I? Oh, sorry. Oh, that is my bad. Sorry. Check your mentions, please, Ross. FPL Colonel. Right. Sorry, mate. I completely missed that. I don't know where I was looking at that point. My mentions. Are you talking about my notifications? Jesus, there are so many. I don't know if I'll be able to find your one. Are you FPL Colonel on... I can look at your replies. Colonel's a very weird word, isn't it? Colonel. I don't know what I'm looking for. Oh, okay. One sec, mate. Whoa. Oh, God. I just accidentally bookmarked something. Will you ever be live streaming watch-alongs? After my PhD, when I get a TV, absolutely, I'm going to do watch-alongs quite often, I think. I think that'd be really, really good for the channel. And I just love the idea of watching along with you guys. But I can't do it now because I don't have a TV. Oh, what a legend. Give you a retweet for that. Thank you, Charlie. What a man. That is a setup and a half. I respect it. Thank you, my man. I appreciate you. No, I have a TV there, but I don't have like live TV. So I would stream through BBC iPlayer, ITV. I would stream through Sky Sports, Virgin Go. So I can't technically watch it live. So I would be like 2 minutes behind. And no, I do have a TV. I didn't mean I didn't have a TV. I have a TV, but I don't have like live TV. So I'd be too far behind. Still waiting to see you out in Nottingham, Ross. I bump into people all the time now. It's normally at it's normally in Tesco Express. I bump into people in Tesco Express all the time. Sounds like you don't have a TV. Did he say BBC? God, you're outrageous, honestly. What was I going to do? Yeah, so if you did miss somehow, maybe you just missed the deadline or whatever. So we have... no, I don't want Liverpool to send me notifications. That's gross. Liverpool's double has been announced in Game Week 21 for... in Game Week 25, February the 21st. NUFC Will started Trippier, hella sus. Yeah, I saw that.
Well, he did tweet that. Didn't he say Trippier's starting anyway?
No, he tweeted saying Trippier's not starting. Then he tweeted saying Trippier's in the squad. Then he put Trippier only starting 11. Weird. That's why he spotted crying in Tesco's. I actually almost ended up crying in Sainsbury's the other day. It was a manic event. But I won't have to tell you about that.
Has made it through and is in the squad.
Yeah. How long does it take for the site to go back up? About 45 minutes. Live egg. I read that as EGG. It's because I'm used to seeing like ECG. Oh my God, I've got the best idea. Oh my God, I need to get sponsored by Whoop. If I can get sponsored by a company that sell heart rate monitors, imagine a live heart rate monitor on the deadline stream.
Oh, that should be cool.
I might look in... Oh, the camera's gone. I might look into if this is possible, chat. Would you like to see that? Why is that not going down? Sorry, someone said egg and then I thought ECG. And then I was like, oh my God. A live heart rate monitor so that you can see. Just wear a smartwatch. Yeah, but I don't know how I can get the smartwatch info onto the live stream. If you wear a heart rate monitor, they've got really good live sites where you can use like online, or like Whoop have like a way that you can probably implement it into a live stream, I imagine. I think that would be, especially on a watch along. Imagine my heart rate going up when Darwin's in a one-on-one. That'd be so funny to watch.
Jesus, I feel tried.
Just tell us manually. Do you want me to take my heart rate now? I don't have anything I can take my heart rate with. My heart rate monitor's below the bed. Don't say that now. Harry may copy you. Yeah, I know. Copycat in the chat. Funny times. How about a live lie detector? That would be dangerous. That would be very dangerous. Not that I ever lie to you, chap. Is the camera going to need resetting twice, do we think? I imagine it will. Yep. The camera actually behaved quite well today. Someone said can't afford a new camera but can afford a heart rate monitor. Facts. Lewis Hamilton thoughts. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's natural. I know it's obviously big news and stuff, but he always said he wanted to join Ferrari at some point. He loves Ferrari. Now's the time. Do not believe him. Ross lies all the time. Known liar. What? Oh no, my head's kind of poking a bit higher. Any go? Oh, I kind of fancy McDonald's. What do you mean, no? It's a Saturday stream tradition. We've got egg and avocado on toast is the other option. Egg and avocado on toast on McDonald's. We're going out for an Italian later. It'll be fun. Going out for an Italian, then we're going to play some darts. Italian and darts. What a lovely date night that is. What wonderfully romantic man planned that date night, I wonder. Great insight, thank you. I don't know what the insight was about, but you're welcome. Every great has driven for Ferrari at some point in their career. Absolutely. This is exactly it. I think he just wants to tick it off. Bacon and avocado sarnies make me wet. Nice, Marcus. I haven't had bacon and avocado before. I just always partner avocado with egg. I'd say the egg and avocado has more calories. Not a chance. Has more fat, probably. Egg and avocado is just packed with fat, but they're healthy fats. So we allow it. The amount of fat in an avocado is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Like, it's like... It can work out, depending on if you're on a cut or bog, it can be like 20% of your fat for the day.
Isn't it unsaturated fat?
Healthy fats, but still fats, nonetheless. If you are aiming for like 80 grams of fat, you have 2 avocados, you're close.
Avo and bacon's way unhealthier than egg and avo.
Oh, yeah. Add salmon to that. I know. So this is what happened. One day I had egg and avo for lunch and I had salmon for dinner. And I was tracking my macros on MyFitnessPal. And I looked at the end of the day and I was like 120 grams of fat. Because I had 2 avocados, 4 eggs, and 2 bits of salmon. And it was just my fat was just through the roof. But my calories were quite down because there's not that many calories in avocado, egg, and salmon.
Yeah, I wish salmon is quite calorific actually.
Is this a PT lecture or FPL stream? The only rule post-deadline is that we don't talk about FPL. I thought Ross says he hates Hamilton. Now he's changing his tune that he's joining Leclerc's team. Yes, absolutely. I love Charles Leclerc. No shame.
Obsessed with him.
I am obsessed with him. He's beautiful. What a man. Sorry, I've just joined the Liverpool Dublin 25. Oof, I can answer that one FPL question. Yes, they do. Fats are mostly calorifically dense, though, aren't they? I suppose what I'm saying here, yes, but I suppose what I'm saying is if you had like a, I don't know, like a fried chicken sandwich, that is still high in fat, but you've also got all of the batter, which is a lot higher in calories as well. And then you've also got the bread. Like if you just have salmon, eggs, and avo with limited carbs outside of that, the calories aren't that high. Not saying there aren't any calories, they're just not that high. Did we gain any subs today? Oh, we've gained a little bit.
The thing is not to go all sciencey, but saturated fats, because they're more likely to, because they are so dense, they're more likely to cause like build up of plaque in your arteries and things like that. So it's more unhealthy for you.
Medical pickle over here is talking to us about saturated fats and arteries and stuff. If you can just zero drone in on, don't mind. No, that was good information. This is why you need to come onto the stream so that people can actually hear you. Because people can just hear you in the background. Do you think Toto Wolff goes to bed crying every night now? I don't know, but I think my girlfriend goes to bed thinking about Toto Wolff every night.
Nobody likes to know it all. I'm in the medical profession, calm yourself.
Oh, let me just tell you, if FPL Pickle was sat here getting some of the stick that I get, she wouldn't take it. She would be right back at you, insulting you.
Yeah, sorry, I haven't no filter. I would just tell you straight, which is probably why I shouldn't do it because I would probably get into some drama.
Oh, my belly came out then when I stretched. what you laughing for? I'm serious. Oh, this bicep. Oh, this bicep. You can see that tensing, chat. Look at that bicep tensing.
Feisty one you are.
Feisty one you are. Yeah, she is a proper feisty gal. Keeps me on my toes. Ross, who is your favourite non-football YouTuber? Garrett Clark. GM Golf and Good. I watch a lot of golf. So I'd say Garrett. I love a lot, like, I also like foreplay. I like, I didn't mean it like that, as sus. Foreplay golf. I do like foreplay, but I like foreplay golf. I like the Brian Bros. I basically like every golf channel. I watch all of them. Buster Jack, Brian Bros. If you watch golf, you'll know these people. If not, who else do I watch? I watch a lot of fitness stuff. C-Bum, Sam Sulik's good. Matt Does Fitness, Mike Thurston, all of those guys. I also like Iman Gadsi. I like Ali Abdul. I like Syndicate, who now does Life of Tom, because he was the OG YouTuber. Yep, Rick Shields is great. Do I play golf? Not as much as I'd like. I haven't played golf in a long time. When I'm rich and have more time, I'll play a lot more golf. Right, Max, I'm not answering that question. It's outrageous.
I just read that. Outrageous behaviour.
Iman Gadsi. Yeah, what a man.
Fundamentalist Christian.
Nice, Marcus. I've not tapped into that side of YouTube yet. You look like Volkanovski. Thank you. When are you going to get 3 baby girls with Mrs. Pickle? Not for a while. I'd say April at the earliest. Probably not for a few years. C-Bum sounds suspect. No, C-Bum. C-Bum. Do you watch Max Fosh? A little bit, yes. Oh, I like Chris MD. Always a classic. Obviously, Sidemen, Beta Squad. I watch more Beta Squad than Sidemen, but I still like both. Do you want me to tell them? I'm not going to tell them the name of the channel, but FPL Pickle did YouTube 12 years ago. Bear in mind she's 22. No, was it 12 years ago? 8 years ago.
Nearly 10 years ago.
How old were you when you did it? 12?
Yeah, I was 12.
Okay, she's 22 now. She did YouTube when she was 12. She did YouTube like 8 years before me. Now, was she good at it? Now, was she good at YouTube? No. No, she wasn't very good at it. But that didn't deter her. She carried on smacking her laptop.
And fun fact, guys, that channel is still on YouTube, but you're never going to know. Well, maybe
You're not.
one day.
How many subscribers did you have?
Oh, like 60.
60. 60 subscribers she had. She made like 50 videos. Do you know what the funny thing is? Because she was on YouTube, like obviously, so she had the microphone, but the microphone was on her laptop. So as she was typing and clicking, you could just hear her like battering the microphone. It's great. You're dating a minor, Ross. I'm pretty sure 22 isn't a minor, but sure.
Yeah,
Beard Meets Food. Brilliant channel. Love, love, love Beard. Love Mrs. Beard. They are fantastic.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, I'd love Beard Meets Food. I watch a lot of his stuff. That's a great shout. Find the channel. I know the name of the channel, but I feel like I can't show you that.
Oh, I'm debating whether to even tell them what my videos were about.
They won't know what that
No,
is.
they probably won't.
I didn't even know what it was, no.
Unless you're my age.
It was like a gaming related thing.
Yeah, I played a lot of computer games as a child, and it was to do with that.
Did you get together when she started YouTube? No, that'd be
I
nonsense.
also had singing covers on there, but those are deleted.
Singing. I love the Brummie. Singing. Brummies pronounce the G's really hard. Singing.
Yeah, they were very bad.
Are you not going to the above average golf event? I'm not. No, sadly not. I'm not particularly good at golf. I just love watching it. You're laughing at Pickle's YouTube, but you're 243k and chat about FPL a lot, whereas Pickle's 10k and has a 5'6" boyfriend. What are you laughing at? I would say this is a very successful YouTube channel. I've got 1,700 people still here watching me chat about all sorts of nonsense. YouTube Riz is real. I dropped the YouTube Riz. Yeah, she's nodding. She's like, yeah.
I guess I'm technically part of the tribe. I'm not successful, mind you. But I tried before you. I wanted that lifestyle.
Give Pickle a mic. I should. I wonder. I could plug in a mic and give you the mic.
Okay. I'll be down for that if you really wanted to.
She said she'd be down for that if I really wanted to.
The Club Penguin. I did play Club Penguin, but it wasn't Club Penguin.
Hi Ross, really love your streams. I watch it every week. Could you do a stream with Mrs. Raptor though too? You guys are awesome. I would be down to do one with her every week, but it's up to her when she feels comfortable. So probably not this season. Probably not ever, but maybe. Hopefully she will want to at some point. Pickle needs to speak up as she's the only one chatting sense. Just get her on the screen. She doesn't want to go on the screen, sadly.
No. Guys, I'm a bit low key. I'm sorry. I'll talk to you, but you'll probably have to see me in person to see me, at least for a while.
There you go. She's
It's all down to me. It's not Ross purposefully hiding me. It's my choice. Just so you know.
Thank you. No, she said if you didn't hear that, she said she's basically low key and she just doesn't fancy for now coming onto the stream, which is absolutely fair. At least she's not with me for the clout, you know. Lineups. Who's the lineup? It's Spurs, isn't it? We don't really care though because we kind of know the Spurs. Maybe you do. Maybe you've got like a Kulusevski or a Johnson or something and you want to see. Okay, if you've got Kulusevski, that's not a good start. Werner, Richarlison, Johnson, Madison again. Good. Bentancur, Højbjerg, Udogi, Van der Ven, Romero, Porro, Vicario. I always forget that I get messages that people watch my streams and videos that are blind, and I just always put stuff on my screen and then completely forget to read it out. So that was for anyone that's either not watching or is blind. So yeah, the key stuff is Kulusevski's not in the starting 11. Guess that's it, really.
Oh, that sounds so nice.
What?
Sorry, someone just commented about avocado. You wouldn't like this, but red onion, green chilies, pinch of salt, and lemon juice.
I don't mind red onion.
I'd add black pepper, but yes.
I like cooked red onion. I don't like raw red onion.
It would be raw.
Yeah, no, I know it would be. That's what I'm saying. But like cooked red onion, I'd cooked red onion the other day in my fajitas. I'm deaf. Oh, good luck trying to lip read me then. I'm very sorry. I'm the worst, but my mouth doesn't move correctly when I speak. If you watch my mouth, if you ask someone that can lip read, I must be terrible for a deaf person. Like, my mouth doesn't move the way that it should for when I speak. Also, because I speak far too quickly as well.
That comment on Twitter.
Yeah, I get abused for speaking too quickly all the time.
Do you remember though when we first met? It probably was a mix of that and your accent, but I was just like, what are you saying?
Yeah, so obviously my girlfriend, who was my girlfriend at the time, when we first met, she'd been watching my streams for a while. So she'd been listening to me speak for a long time, and we'd FaceTimed a good few times before we met. And then she got to Nottingham in person, where we had our first date, and she was like, I can't understand what you're saying. It was a combination of, I do speak very quickly, but also my accent is apparently stronger in real life.
Yeah, definitely.
So I sound a little bit more Essexy in real life. I think it's because I'm less presenty, so I relax a little bit. So my Essex comes out a little bit more.
Absolutely fine now. It took me a couple of days.
Yeah. What's your bench press? Still 95 kilos is my max. At the moment, I would bench comfortably about 80 to 85 kilos. I don't really bench press, though. I wonder if you can lip read accents. That's a great question. If anyone is genuinely deaf watching, or at least partially deaf, can you lip read an accent? I doubt it. I guess if you're, this is an obvious point, if you were deaf from birth, then deaf from birth, then I don't think you would, deaf from birth. If you were deaf with an F from birth, I don't think you would always be able to lip read accents because you wouldn't know what an accent is. But if you maybe became deaf at like 20, then maybe there's a chance. I don't know.
Maybe people who are like linguists or like study phonetics at uni or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Have a kind of ability to detect dialects. I'm just chatting who now.
Your girlfriend sounds posh. My girlfriend's from Birmingham. She's a brummie.
If they're from North, it makes sense. Because I've had people from North say that I sound posh, but I'm not at all, really. I'm a brummie.
Brummie? Love how you still are streaming way past the deadlines. The best part of the stream. I can just relax. Because the main part of the stream is stressful.
Andy Robertson. Robertson.
Do you think Andy Robertson's a good pick? Because he's going to be back in the starting 11 and Liverpool have a double, and he's obviously cheaper than Trent.
I won't go there, no.
I probably wouldn't. Where is your accent from? Not really an expert on English accents. I'm from Essex. However, I don't have a traditionally Essex accent. If you were to type in, you can watch probably like videos of like Gemma Collins. That's an example of an Essex accent. Mine's not very strong.
I'm not getting involved.
Yeah. There's a video of her. She's crying about something. There's a trifle, and she's like, oh, is that a trifle? You should watch that video. How and why is Pal still in your team? Don't be rude, Lotto, because I've just had other issues to deal with.
To Max. Solihull, no. I'm actually on the opposite side of Birmingham. Like, I'm north, not south.
North Birmingham, but not quite Walsall.
No.
What's your most impressive lift in the gym? I reckon dumbbell shoulder press 36 kilos in each hand is probably my more impressive lift. My shoulders are my strongest muscle group. I know dumbbells is a weird lift to say, but I don't do as much barbell stuff. So probably 36 kilo dumbbell shoulder press. When is she moving to Nottingham? Much better city. I'm probably more likely to go the other way, in all honesty. How did you meet? We met because she watched my YouTube streams and videos, and I slid into her DMs when I realised she was very attractive.
Hey.
What?
Sorry. Big up Warsaw.
Pick up Warsaw.
Warsaw is
So is Pickle and Ross's girlfriend the same person? Yeah, FPL Pickle was there, and she is my girlfriend as well. So if you see FPL Pickle in the chat, that's her. That's why she's not really in the chat very often anymore. I think that's how some people realised who she was, because she used to be really active in the chat, and now she's not.
That's true. That's true.
What do you think of incline bench on the Smith machine? I really like that. Really, really like that. It's one of my favourites. You didn't slide into my DMs. Are you saying I'm not attractive to you? Frosty, I'll tell you I love you more than I tell my girlfriend. I'll message your name then. That's very close. Ross rips telephone books in half with his bare hands. I have big hands for my height and size. So yeah, I do. Strong hands. Urgh.
My hand's getting stronger.
You are. Your grip's getting much stronger. Grip's difficult in the gym, isn't it?
Yeah.
Does Andy have Mrs. Pickle for half the week? My belly is rumbling. We need to get this McDonald's ASAP.
We definitely have a McDonald's. Such a bad influence.
Listen, someone super chat would have paid for my McDonald's today. Let's just say that someone here, one of the people watching, has already paid for my. It would be rude not to. It would be rude not to. The game is updated. Has it already? Wow. Big hands for 5'4". How tall are you, Ross? I'm 5'10". Which I didn't realise until about a year ago. I told people I was 5'8" for ages, and then I got measured and I was 5'10". And people always used to go to me, "You're not 5'8". And I just go, "Yeah, I'm 5'8". I'm just not 5'8". I'm 5'10", which is fun. It's normally the other way. You normally say you're taller than you are. I was saying I was shorter than I was for a real long time. We confirmed it the other day as well with people that were 5'9" and 5'8", and I was taller than both of them. So that was with you.
Woohoo.
1 second. Yeah. Oh, so you said game is updated. So if I refresh this, you're not lying to me, are you? Oh, it has.
Yay.
Oh my god, I'm going to see Darwin and Trent against Burnley at home.
Oh, I've got a benching headache this week as well.
Oh my god, so do I. I'm going to have to bench Watkins or Foden.
Yeah, I might have to bench Watkins.
Oh my god, that team is saucy. I don't know if I want to bench Watkins against Man United at home, yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. I need to get Liverpool in. Who for? Maybe I'll either sell Solanke or actually no, I should probably sell Richarlison. I don't know.
Fun. Decisions. I might bring in No, I can't bring in Jota. God, that is a benching headache and a half, isn't it?
I probably won't get Trent.
I think my current plan is to captain the best striker in the league and then vice captain Haaland. Hey, Darwin Nunes. He came from... Oh my god, I'm hungry. Oh, chat, might have to dip in a bit. Wow, that hunger has kicked in. Oof. Can you hear my belly? Wow. I'm so upset I sold Darwin. Listen to this Liverpool fan singing. I'm not a Liverpool fan, I'm a Darwin fan. I'm an honorary Liverpool fan because I love Darwin, but I also hate Liverpool. It's a very difficult position for me to be in. I can't begin to tell you how much I actually love Darwin. It's not even an act. Like, I genuinely think he's incredible. I'm obsessed with him. Like, I'm obsessed with him with the point that last night I had the option to sell a potentially injured Darwin against Arsenal with no double and an upcoming blank, or Alvarez, and I was just like, I'm going to sell Alvarez. I love Darwin that much. It's unhealthy. It is unhealthy. I like Darwin more than any of Man United's players.
That is so true.
It's not good. I'm so bored of Man United. They pee me off. Our team is so dislikable. I don't like a single Man United player particularly. It's just like I don't blame people if they hate Man United. I love Bruno, but I can understand from an opposite fan perspective, then he's an idiot. But other than Bruno, I struggle. There are some players. I love Luke Shaw actually. I do like him. I just don't know. I just can't get on board. Yeah, Mainu. Yeah, yes, absolutely, yes. That's true. I have a feeling he's the type of player that I can imagine rival fans will hate very soon, though, because he's a confident man. He's a confident man. I do like Rasmus. Yeah, no, do you know what? I'm lying. But I've definitely liked teams in the past a lot more. My favourite year, as I've said for a while now, was... My favourite era, maybe, was like 2008 to 2007 to 2012. 13. 2007 to 2013 was my favourite era.
I agree with that, and I'm quite a bit younger than you.
Interesting. My favourite Man United player is Anthony. What a guy. I hate Anthony. I actually hate him. I don't have to say about Man United players, but I hate Anthony. So when you were last relevant. Yeah, exactly, Frosty. We haven't been relevant for about 11, 12 years. Right, I'm going to have to call it there, chat, because I'm just so hungry that I'm not even being able to concentrate on what's going on. And I'm sure Pickle feels the same. So thank you for joining us on this live stream. I say us now. This is our live stream now. We do appreciate it. I will see you probably tomorrow. Yeah, do you know what? Will I do it tomorrow? Yeah, I probably will do a video tomorrow, transfer plans. The issue with doing it tomorrow is obviously it's before the Man City game. So I'll do a transfer plans video before the Man City game tomorrow. And then on Tuesday, we'll obviously have a video after the Man City game and we can assess what happened there. So I love you very much. Have a wonderful weekend. Make sure to spend some time with your family. Get some exercise as well. And I will catch you very soon. Bye, guys.